Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, and it is XCAL time, and my apologies for having the wrong screen up. Sorry you guys missed out on some great music tonight, but you got to see a little bit of practice here tonight as well, so hey, you can't beat that. Good evening to JR. Good evening, Danielle. Great to have everybody out here tonight in Colgan, Iowa for the first time ever.
Yeah, this is a fun track. I like this track. We did some testing with XCAL, I think a season or two ago. It's a fun track. Very racy, multi-grooved. It's kind of like a miniature auto club.
It really is, and I have to say, I especially love this place. I got my first iRacing win here, so I really love this place. I've had several close calls with Victory Lane, but yeah, this track is a lot of fun to be out on, and I know you mentioned the multi-groove. It is exciting to go around here, but the 1 and 2, especially turn 2, have a little bit of a surprise up there on the high line.
Yeah, there's some bumps. You hit them the wrong way getting into 1, it's going to shoot you right up towards the wall, or they could lift that back end up enough and get you a little wobbly. But it's going to be interesting seeing. Hopefully, this race isn't going to get spread out too much and just be based on fuel mileage. Hopefully, we have some good racing here.
Well, just based on the size and the caliber of drivers out here, I think we're going to see cars side by side pretty much most of the night here tonight. And of course, we've got McRecken back in the field, so that could definitely throw everything for a loop.
Oh yeah, you never know with him. He had a little bit of a rough patch there last week, but keep in mind, he does have a win this year already.
That he does, and I think it was like only his second or third start of the season that he went out there and won at Rockingham. Got lucky with that last lap pass.
Yeah, it's the second race of the season, and what was it, Alex Crapser and Matt Baer tangled, and I still have no idea how Kyle Martin was there. So, but kudos to him and a good win for him there.
It definitely was. Well, let's get started with a couple of pre-race interviews, starting with a hometown boy who's not actually on pit road at the moment, but Kyle Bartles. This is his hometown track. Hey, Kyle, it's Doug. You got me?
I got you. What's going on?
Hey, man, your hometown track here in Iowa. How are you feeling about tonight?
I'm feeling so excited. I woke up this morning. I'm like, I could win today. We got a fast setup. We're gonna do pretty good tonight, and I really want to win at my home track really bad.
I can imagine so, and obviously you put some extra practice in here tonight. Do you feel you've got a good pit strategy, knowing that this is going to be a few more pit stops than normal?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go in details, of course, for it, but I feel like my strategy is good. I don't know about everybody else, but my strategy is good, and I'm ready to go, Doug.
Oh, no, please go into details so I can take notes. Well, man, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we kick this party off?
Just wanted to shout out to you guys for doing this. Shout out to XCAL. Go check out my merch from my first win here, beginning of the season. You can buy a t-shirt. Check out the website at xcalracing.com. Fast lanes. Again, you guys, thank you.
All right, man. Good luck tonight, buddy.
Yep.
Good luck, Kyle.
Thanks, Robert.
Robert, I'll let you take the next one. Jeff Edgar is with us.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Good, man. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. I believe tonight, if I read right, is your 50th XCAL start.
Well, it seems like it would be a lot more than that, but I trust their counting.
So how's the car feel tonight?
Oh, car's sporty. Really good,
Yeah.
really good, really good. As long as the driver can stay awake long enough, we'll be all right.
Yeah, so what's, you got any insight here on what strategy is going to be like? Are we going to be looking at a long stretch with fuel mileage, or going to be a little race here, or what?
I think it's probably going to be split pretty even. You'll probably have 10 cars doing one thing, 10 cars doing something else, and 10 cars doing a whole nother thing.
How about, what's your favorite, what's your favorite thing in the XCAL web shop?
Well, right now I'm thinking about that PP bottle they got.
Me and you both, buddy. Hey, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, shout out to yourself there at Colgan Enterprises, through the old XCAL web shop, JT's Mobile Pressure Washing, and of course the Try Cooler crew.
All right. Well, you have a nice night here, Jeff, and good luck.
Thanks, buddy. Y'all too.
All right, next up, Brent Meckes. He won the Dash Roval last week, had a great week last week. Let's see how he feels about tonight. Brent, it's Doug. How are you feeling about tonight's race, buddy?
I feel great. How are you guys doing up there in the box?
We're doing good. How is the car feeling?
I think we're decently fast. We're really worried about fuel strategy. I don't know what we've tried some things and just hasn't worked out. I haven't been able to make as long as some of these guys, so. But we got a fast hot rod. We definitely got a good setup behind us, so just keep the nose clean. We should be able to. Hopefully, I'm looking to try to get another top 10. So.
I have to ask. You know you don't have the fuel strategy, but will the tire wear make up for it?
I haven't seen any problems with tire wear. I don't foresee myself having any problems with tire wear. I could see definitely a lot of people taking 2 tires for sure. But yeah, tire wear, I think unless you're running absolutely balls to the wall, I don't see tire wear being an issue too much.
Well, man, good luck tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go and get back in the car?
Hey, I just wanted to thank Aaron for putting all these great shows. This is the 100th points race for Aaron, which is awesome. He sweetened the pot for us. The XCAL website shop. For all the cool stuff he puts up there, and then new t-shirts. Maybe I'll get one day. And then everybody at Fastlane and Jeff and John and all them guys for helping me make these setups and making us fast.
All right, buddy. Good luck here tonight.
All right, thanks. Take care.
Colgan, I'm looking in the green room. Is that that last one?
It is.
Okay.
It is. I had to look for myself.
I was looking there for a minute. All right, I'm going to let you talk to the Mad Bear while I catch my breath. There you go. Matt is with us.
Hey, Matt, it's Robert. How you doing?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Hey, last week there was a little bit of a scuffle. It also was in the team, involved teammates there. Anything go on this week to straighten that out?
Yeah, I mean, I think Sean had a talk with him. I realistically don't think that he knew that I was his teammate, even though I had DVR plastered all over the side of the car. But, I mean, lack of communication. But we were still able to find a way and get a top 5 finish out of it. So overall, led a lap, got some good points out of it, up to 7th in points right now, and we're within 150 or so of second place, so anything is possible right now, especially this early into the year.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go on a stretch of what I would say is real racetracks. Is this where you need to turn things around and, starting from here on out now to try to catch Austin, because he's been dominant here lately. Is this where you start to turn it around here?
Yeah, I knew once we got to the road courses and we had this 11-week stretch that it was going to be make or break time right here. Fortunately for me, I've been able to get 3 top 5s in the last couple weeks and run off a couple good runs in a row, and been in the opportunity to get a couple wins. So could have won 3 races at this point in the year, but what can you do? I think we've got a really good car tonight. I fully expect to be in the mix at the end. Fuel strategy is going to be major. We've been talking about it all day. There's probably 5 to 6 different options that you can do tonight, but unfortunately for them, I have the best one.
Mm-hmm. So, and I got to ask then, do you think we're going to see Ty Majeski at all this season?
No, he don't want to come get beat. So I'm getting into a rhythm right now, and if I don't mess up, I'm going to win a few in a row. I should have won Phoenix 2 weeks ago. I shot myself in the foot. I had the opportunity last week and then got devoed by Austin after my teammate ran him over. Just keep putting ourselves in the position to go for the win. It's going to happen, and we're going to run a few off in a row whenever it does.
I can see that. So, what's your favorite item in the XCAL web shop?
Well, you know, we're still waiting on the Ghost of Dale t-shirt, but you can never go wrong with classic Well Petey merch. I mean, personally, I like the coffee mug because I'm a big coffee person, so. But still waiting on that Ghost of Dale t-shirt with a couple different logos on there for me, but it'll come after I get a win tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, anyone else you want to thank before we let you go here?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody over at DBR, MLS, everybody at How to Suck at iRacing putting the races on every week. The web shop having all the items on there, and then you got to thank Butt Kicker also. They're going to be sponsoring the All-Star race this year, so give a shout out to them for coming on board with us again. So, but hopefully we'll be seeing you tonight here in Victory Lane in about 3 hours.
All right. Well, good luck to you, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Well, Colgan, practice coming to a close. They're about to line up and get going. Before we do the lineup, any final thoughts here?
Man, I have a feeling it's going to come down to fuel mileage. I don't know if we're going to see a caution tonight. We got, 26 cars here? These guys get spread out enough, because it is big enough to get spread out enough. If we stay green, the guy with the lightest foot is going to win the race.
Well, let's go over those 26 drivers with Matt Bear on the pole. That is his first pole of the season. Jeremy Gilliott on the outside. Noah Carpenter, Kyle McRecken Martin have the second row. Chase Johnson, Alex Craps are on the third row. Austin Edwards, Steven Rex on the fourth row. Albie Hewins and Matt Pelletier rounding out the top 10. Jose Godino starts in 11th with Kyle Bartles in 12th. Flying Ryan Seams in 13th. Sean Patrick 14th. John Friley in 15th. Brent Mecca starts 16th. Derek Colson in 17th. Joe Campbell in 18th. Sean Andrews in 19th. Carson Barrett starting 20th. Daniel Miller, Jeff Edgar 21st and 22nd. Jim Johnson starts 23rd. Adam Gilliott back in 24th. Scott Gilliott 25th, Devin Landry in 26th. And I do believe this is the first race in a month, Colgan, that we've had the entire Gilliott clan here.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, Scott Gilliott has shown a lot of improvement, I wanted to say here, over the last couple of weeks. He was kind of running towards the back, more of a back marker. He's shown a lot of improvement, and to see him scoring some top 15, top 20 finishes later this season on a normal basis.
Definitely so. One more time around for the pace car. Good evening to everybody in the chat. 100th XCAL points event. A lot of cheering for Flying Ryan out there. Kevin is here. Gosh, I'm looking through trying to catch up on all the chat here real quick, but good evening, JR, Justin Baker, everybody in the chat. Make sure you keep those comments coming. Let us know who you're cheering for. And, yeah, this one's going to be an interesting one. What do we say? 350 laps and 35 to 50 laps on fuel. That's how big I think that may be the biggest spread on laps on fuel runs that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I know. I missed Fastlane, and there's a lot of talk. I won't spill any beans from them, but there's been a lot of talk on what to do with fuel strategy. There's such a huge swing. Do you pit early, or do you try to stay out later? It's going to be very interesting. Here we go, green.
Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air, and Jeremy Gilliott gets a really good fire here. Look, am I wrong, or did Matt just not get started right on the green that time?
It looked like he maybe just was. It looked like the pace car maybe he wasn't expecting to go green that early.
Down the back straightaway, first ever laps for XCAL at Iowa, and I know you probably got some practice in here this week, Robert. So what was it like out of there on track?
I actually didn't get any practice in this week, but I had run some test races here with XCAL, and it's like I said, it's literally a miniature auto club. It's very fun, so many different lines to choose from, but don't get too high on 1 and 2 and hit them bumps.
those bumps are fatal in just about any car you bring here, and I'm wondering,
Ooh, off of 4, we got John Friley getting punted by Adam Gilliard, I believe, in the 25.
Let's take a quick look and see. They were 3 wide coming through. And yeah, it was the 25. Looked like he might have been a little bit, Friley may have been a little bit loose, and I'm not sure the 25 really had a whole lot of place to go, but man, that is a problem here. This track, that on cold tires, you are always loose.
Yeah, and keep in mind, coming to pit road, it's going to be a little sketchy tonight because it's so flat and you're carrying that speed off that banking. You can see guys hitting the barrels, overshooting the entry, getting loose, spinning sideways. And if they do spin sideways and they block off that pit road, there could be a yellow throw.
That could definitely be something interesting to have happen. Chase Johnson already has come up and claimed a lap. He has led a lap here now in first place of 4 spots. Austin Edwards, the current points leader, has moved up 3 spots. But the car in 11th, double check my math on this one, is Devin Landry already up 15 spots?
Yeah, the guy started dead last, and yeah, he's up. He's just moving, and it's been a while since we've seen him in XCAL here, but whenever he did race, he was always a force to be reckoned with. He
definitely was, and came out in that flaming Karma car tonight, and is definitely putting on a show. I think that that 40 car is going to have alternating drivers, because I did hear a rumor Jared Easley would be back in it before the season is out, maybe a few times. So it sounds like Gerald is getting a good group of guys into that car, but Landry, man, what a start to this one. 7 laps in, up 15, 16 spots now.
Yeah, seeing that there, that's, if you wonder, though, with the fuel mileage race, what this, like, you see the fast guy, okay, so he's going to be burning up more fuel. I think your first pit stop here tonight is going to be the moneymaker if we stay green.
And to answer a question in the comments, after the incident at Long Beach, and Retzlaff had a very, very hard hit at Long Beach, if you recall, he has not been back in the car. I think he is still recovering in his Xfinity car. I think we've seen that XCAL is harder than driving Xfinity.
Yeah, everybody thinks they can just come in here, XCAL, and cherry pick, and some get their feelings hurt, some get a wake-up call. Maybe they're not as good as what they thought they were, and that's what makes this the premier street stock league of iRacing.
Right behind Steven. Man, they are 3 wide off of 2 this time. I am not seeing a whole lot of single file here, as Kyle McRecken Martin is now up into 2nd place. These guys are already 3 and in some places 4 wide. It is not surprising to see them 3 wide, but to see some guys pushing 4 wide already is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I've seen some guys, they're taking a page out of Landry's book there. They're starting to move up to that high side. There's a lot of speed. You can get off that corner. Watching Bartles, he's gotten a little more aggressive here. The hometown kid, he's going to be racing a little extra hard, I think, tonight, because he really wants that W here in his home track.
Definitely the case, and man, Kyle Bartles already up 4 spots, but Landry up 20 spots here while they're all back. A caution early. Sean Patrick.
Like Jose Gardina was in it? No?
There's the 11 of Sean and the 69 up on the high side. Looks like, I think you're right. I think Jim Johnson may have gotten turned out to the wall, and Sean Patrick was on the short end of the stick here. See if we can get a different angle on what happened. Jim Johnson down on the bottom, 3 wide, pushes, he pushes up coming out of 2. And comes across the nose of, I believe that was the 30 car, and Sean Patrick bounces off of him.
Yeah, Joe Campbell, wrong place, wrong time. He got a little hit there too. That damage, man, racing somewhere like here, it's iffy. It's not real small, but it's not real big of a track either. So the aero dependency is going to be it's going to be questionable here. But
Nah.
Johnson looked like he was expecting Andrews to come up a little bit more, and Andrews wasn't going to budge, and away they went.
Yeah, Jim's got some significant damage there, and a lot of drivers on pit road just going to top off on fuel. Derek Colson stays out. Do you think the sun's not fully down? How many drivers do you think are making setup changes here under a caution at lap 12?
Well, I mean, they've got a good little taste here of what's going to happen on these early starts. Some guys got ate up, and some guys like Devin Landry just shot out of cannon. So you can kind of get the feel of maybe what to do here, but I don't see a lot of changes being made. We'll tell you, one guy that got saved by that caution was John Friley. He fell way back to dead last there. Probably would have went down a lap early. With that caution, was able to help him catch back up to the tail end of the field too.
Oh, that you're definitely right about that. Friley looking to see where he comes off pit road at. That was a huge help for him here. John Friley actually comes off pit road in 18th, so not only does he catch up, but man, he's going to make up some ground here. And Derek Colson, he's going to play the strategy. There's been a question mark. Will we see long green flag runs, or will we see a lot of cautions here tonight? He's playing on there being another caution soon. He's out there just getting some bonus points.
Well, yeah, and plus the other thing is you're starting up at the front of the field, so you're not going to be back there in that hornet's nest too. So just staying up front, maybe get a couple quick cautions or so, and just stay in that traffic, because we only had 12 green flag laps. It's not a whole lot on tires, and a lot of these cars, they work their best a few laps in anyway. So it's other than for fuel, I don't really see a need to take tires.
And we did hear some of the drivers saying it could be a night where they do right side tire changes only a couple of different times throughout the night. That's definitely going to play into the pit strategy as well. So, this might not be a bad move by Colson, and I guess time will tell here in a minute as Matt Bear lines up right back next to him. Still have several cars on pit road after that incident. Jim Johnson still on pit road. Sean Patrick is back out. Jeff Edgar, Sean Andrews, and Daniel Miller still sitting on pit road at the moment. Who's your pick for tonight? Who do you think has the best shot at this one, Colin?
Man, not gonna go with Austin Edwards just because that's the favorite. Let's say Matt Bear. I mean, he's got a fire lit under his ass here. He's getting tired of this. He should have won probably 2 or 3 races this season. They've been robbed from him. This is the kind of track I expect to see good things out of him.
Well, here we go. Matt Bear, Derek Colson in control. They fire. They're away. Green back in the air. Matt Bear up on the high side, getting some help from behind from Chase Johnson here. And look at Landry into turn 1 all the way to the outside. And Colson gets a little loose out of 2. Holy cow. Speaking of the Mad Bear, he's now up to the lead, but Landry is going for it. Wow. What a move here early. I have to wonder if Landry is the car to beat tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's now the fastest car off the start of the race like that, though. I don't ever expect to see them being that fast at the end of a run. So I don't know if he really just pushed it real hard to get up here to the front and now sit back and save, or what to do here now. But he is on a roll here.
Unfortunately, Derek Colson, who stayed out, is starting to fade. He is now back in the 9th. Another driver coming quickly to the front, Carson Barrett, now up into 10th.
Yeah, and as you say that, Gerald Poole, he said in the comments he knows the one owner that's smiling, and he owns most of those cars.
I imagine he is smiling a bit right now. You don't often see Thanos smiling, but here he is with 2 of the top 5 cars at their 2 of the top 10 cars who have come from way behind here. Looking back through the field, Adam Gilliott starting to make his way up after the incident with John Friley. Jeremy Gilliott has dropped back to 14th. Derek Colson in 13th. Brent Mekas up 5 spots, and Flying Ryan Seams now up 6 spots into 7th.
I wonder if we're going to see any more goofy pit strategy out of Ryan tonight like we seen last week.
That almost paid off, but that was just so weird. With pit strategy being such a huge deal here tonight, anything could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I could see if we do get some cautions, it maybe be happening during pit stops. Guys coming in and out of pit road, and then on top of that, you got guys on new tires, old tires being faster. That's going to throw a huge wrench in the equation, too.
Yeah, and that is a major concern here, is that caution coming out while green flag pit stops are underway, because you could lose a lot of ground if you're sitting on pit road halfway through your stop and the caution comes out.
Yeah, anytime I usually pit, my teammates, I tell them stay out because caution's going to be coming out, because every time it seems like I pit, here comes the yellow.
You do have that kind of luck, don't you? I don't know why you don't do a setup that'll keep your fuel run a little bit longer and you're the last one to pit road.
Oh, it's, 2 seasons ago, I had it planned right. I was dominating on pit strategy. I would get so many spots. I just, luck of the draw. And this year, it's been the complete opposite.
Carson Barrett now up 13 spots, battling with, who is that, Noah Carpenter up there? Kyle McRicken Martin as well. McRicken looked fast in that first little bit before that first caution, but now has dropped back into 5th place. Still in the top 5, but a lot of fast cars are coming quickly, including hometown boy Kyle Bartles.
Yeah, and Chase Johnson's going to take the lead from Landry here. Landry's going to try to pull, I was going to try to pull a crossover, and Pelletier's going to come down to the inside of Landry now and look for 2nd place.
And Pelletier has had a really good season here as well. Has had a few unlucky incidents, but man, when he is on, he is on.
Yeah, he's a pretty good, solid, consistent runner. Has had the luck of some bad luck here and there, but when he runs good, solid, consistent. Interested to see Chase. He gets out front, but like I've said in previous weeks, Chase is one of these kids. He's still young. He's got to learn to save that race car. He runs the whole race car at the start of a run, and then we see him later struggling, trying to get grip because he's burning up his tires.
This is definitely a track that is a bit more on the abrasive side, so it can burn your tires up a bit on the quick side, especially if you're pushing too hard.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, a lot of these guys have been making their cars pretty loose, so I think we might be seeing a little more right rear wear than right front. So it could work out some of these guys' favors tonight. Guys that especially like to run loose race cars.
Definitely. Now that you mention it, I have noticed a lot of guys coming off turn 2 and in the middle of 3 and 4 just look like the back end is just trying to come around. We've even seen a couple of them just have a little bit of a slip. Nothing major yet, but yeah, it does look like a lot of guys set up for a loose handling car.
By the way, I just look here, Colson, who stayed out, started. He's lost the lead pack, everything. He's back in 23rd right now. The only other car on the lead lap is Scott Gilliott, 24th behind him.
Wow, that's a bit of a heartbreak. I was kind of rooting for Colson there, seeing him back up front. Hopefully, once he gets back to pit road, can make the adjustments that car needs and get moving back to the front. Scott Gilliott also back in the field open. He can pick up some speed. I did ask him before the race when the boys are passing him, is he still sitting there? Because I have done this when I'm racing with my girls. As they go past, I'm telling them how to drive better, but, I think it's just a dad thing.
Yeah, I do the same thing with my kid with things, and when she's doing better than me and I'm trying to give her advice, I sit there and wonder maybe she should be the one giving me the advice.
That's a good idea. I'm going to have one of my daughters come and start giving me suggestions when I race. It would be entertaining to have one of my girls standing behind me barking orders, but... Carson Barrett has now made his way up to 5th with Devin Landry up in 2nd. Man, I'm wondering if those two cars have infinity gauntlets in them because they are flying.
I mean, they're. I think Carson's run a couple races with us in XCAL, and he's been pretty good. So I think this is a track. I think he's a younger guy too, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. He's been doing a very good job making his way up through the field.
Definitely so. Kyle Bartles now up 6 spots into 6th place. Ryan Seam still sits in 9th, and Brent Meckes in 10th. Several guys starting to make some moves here early on. Bit surprised to see that many. Normally it'd be at least 50 laps into a track like this before we started seeing so many big moves, which does raise the question, as you mentioned, have guys like Devin Landry and Carson Barrett used up the car?
Yeah, I mean, and then there's some guys, maybe have they looked at their fuel and seen, oh crap, I better start lifting the foot here a little bit, trying to save a little bit of fuel. I mean, just running that high side, passing all them cars, being on the gas harder, you're obviously burning up more fuel than the guys on your inside. So, you see Kyle Bartles, he's going to try to make a move for 5th here. I don't know how well that's going to work.
Well,
also, I think James Johnson's coming back out on the track.
It does look like Jim is rolling. Yeah, he is rolling back out on the back straightaway, several laps down, but he is back out here and just looking to make up some points out on track. Hopefully, he makes up a little bit of ground here. But man, this thing as it goes on is looking more and more. We're seeing not as much 3 and 4 wide. It's looking more green flaggish here.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the guys are going to start to spread out. Like I said, this track it's small, but it's just big enough to spread out to where you can kind of have guys running a little more conservative. It's set up for really good green flag runs.
Time will tell here as they go on. 37 laps in, and the sun is really starting to set. You're starting to see more of the light on the track, and that could change as well the way the cars handle, because the track will start cooling off.
Yeah, and I'm watching some of these guys that aren't as aggressive, like Noah Carpenter and Austin Edwards. Those are two guys that's proven that they know how to save fuel, along with Alex Crapser too. They're just back here. You got Crapser in 14th, Edwards 12th, and then Carpenter's running 8th. What are they up to? I mean, that's what I'm sitting there thinking. They're not running up front, so what are they up to?
And Austin is definitely a driver we expect to see up at the front of the pack. So with him not being up there, that is definitely a bit interesting. He has not even gone up to the front to try and lead a lap here. I think he's led a lap in just about every race this season.
Yeah, we'll see here on pit stops, though, if he stays out a lot longer than others and tries to lose them in the sequence.
You know, could we see a situation? Southern National is definitely known for if it stays green for a long period, we end up with just a handful of drivers on the lead lap because the guys up front are the guys that saved fuel, stretched that first couple of runs, it stays green, and then suddenly you end up with 5 cars left on the lead lap. Is this the kind of track that could happen at?
I don't think so, because it's still spaced out enough where you can hook some people up, draft, pull away, pull in on somebody. Whereas Southern National is one of them, it's like a Bristol on steroids. There's not as much draft dependency and whatnot. So I think, we'll see maybe about half of the field maybe lap tonight. I think maybe somewhere around 10 to 12 cars maybe on the lead lap, I'd say.
Could very well be. And now lap 42, we had the caution on lap 12. Everybody was on pit road. Now we're looking at 35 to 50 laps on fuel, which is the widest range we've seen all season long. Usually it's only about a 5-lap range, except for guys like Austin Edwards and Noah Carpenter. So the question then becomes, do we start seeing cars hit pit road here in about 2 more laps?
Boy, I don't. I know we'll see Colson hitting pit road probably before everybody. Boy, I don't know, with the fuel window like that, man. I mean, that's a big swing. So I don't know. I mean, you know, these tires. What's the tire wear like? Do you come in and just take rights in half a tank of fuel, or what, and hope for a caution?
Definitely going to be one of the more interesting strategetic races that we have seen all year so far. And when it comes down to a strategy and fuel mileage race, there's a few drivers that you really look for being up toward the front towards the end of this thing. We've obviously mentioned Austin Edwards. Alex Krapser being another one. Who else would you say is one of the best strategy drivers?
Noah Carpenter. I mean, he won there at Kansas based on strategy. Matt Baer also is another one. He was right there with Austin, kind of a Phoenix on that strategy. But those are the ones that stick out to me. But, you know, some of these guys that have been real dominant with strategy, I'm starting to see the rest of the field catch their eye. And they're starting to try a lot of different things too, so it's only going to catch up with them guys here now. So it's going to be interesting.
You know, another driver that just popped into my mind that has shown up with the strategy and pulled off some great feats with the strategies in seasons past. When you least expect it, Jose Gaudino has the perfect strategy and puts himself up there with a podium finish.
Yeah, especially plate races, you can almost bet towards the end unless he got caught up in something. Jose's there. He's up towards the front. I remember racing at Auto Club last year, and he timed it just right where he got in with lap cars, and he was actually pulling away from the rest of the field while leading the race because he timed it just right. So, we'll see if maybe he has something up his sleeve tonight. He's having a little bit of a rough night right now, sitting back at 19th.
Derek Colson, as you mentioned, he did come to pit road, and the leaders are about to come back around and get, who is that? Sean Patrick. Sean currently a couple of laps down at 25th. The leaders closing in on him very, very quickly, and it looks like Landry is moving up the track a little bit. Might be planning on using the lap car as a pick here.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you right now, for James Johnson and Sean Patrick, they both got cars hurting. It's going to be a long night for them too. I mean, to get caught up in something that early, man, does it suck.
Yeah, I have been down that road where you're having to race it out for points. I say if you have to be one of the two, Jim Johnson probably has the most patience of, well, I'm not going to say the most, but he has a lot of patience for driving like that, and it always seems to benefit him in one way or another. So obviously he's out of contention for a win, but expect this to be him to make a little bit of a comeback points-wise tonight.
Yeah, if he can pick up a spot or two even, that'll definitely help out. You know, so that's the thing I hate about running for points, is in those bad nights, it really tests a guy and his patience. So, but, you know, James always sticks it out, and he gives it his all no matter what, no matter how many laps down he is. And Sean's the same way. I mean, Sean, he's not going to get in these guys' way. He's going to give them the line. He knows what he's got. He's a little more able to get more spots right now than James, that's for sure.
Yeah, he definitely is in a good position, but I don't think, I don't know. Something tells me after pit stops, the aggression is going to crank back up a little bit, and I don't think it's going to be a one caution night, especially at a track that we've never been to, where Devin Landry sends it up the middle, going for the lead here.
Ooh, almost a touch there.
Yeah. Oh, and look at the move back across by Chase Johnson. Almost shot back under, and Chase is in.
Ooh. That might have been a good call, losing that momentum and whatnot, and then, hey, why not? I'm going to pit.
That is definitely not a strategy I was expecting by Chase at all, by anybody really up there. Sean Andrews also coming to pit road this time. Oh, here
Looks
we
like,
go.
The 40 and the 7 are pitting.
Pelletier gets some bonus points leading that lap, and now a couple more drivers on pit road. Jeff Edgar is in, Sean Andrews, Landry, and Bartles, as we mentioned. Carson Barrett now up into second place, and I'm wondering if team orders are out there. Pelletier is going to hit pit road, so is Carson Barrett. Matt Bear's going to come around and lead a lap here. I do not think he actually led a lap off the green.
Yeah, and you know, thinking about it too, that caution we had on lap 12, that gave those guys a big buffer. The ones that were trying to sort out maybe we're going to be short a half a stop or this or that. That could have opened the door up to drive a little more aggressive now, knowing that, well, we're good. We don't need that extra stop now. So there's going to be a lot of audibles being called here. See the 42's blinking a little bit there. That's going to be that's going to throw a wrench in the equation.
It definitely is, and I had not thought about that, but yeah, you're right. If somebody was half a stop short, that may have just solved their problem. As Flying Ryan Seams hits pit road, along with Steven Rex, Brent Meckes is in, Joe Campbell, Scott Gilliott, Matt Pelletier, Jose Cadino, Albie Hewins, John Friley. Basically, everybody outside the top 5 hit that time. But we have seen the Mad Bear in recent weeks get really, really good at fuel saving, and it looks like that's what he's doing here.
Got 3 guys right there that's been able to save fuel. Matt Bear is coming in right now, so Carpenter and Edwards staying out now.
I'm honestly surprised. A couple weeks ago at Phoenix, we saw Matt Bear staying out basically just as long as Austin Edwards was. And I think once or twice he stopped a lap earlier, but I think that Matt Bear has figured out the fuel mileage game here. As Noah Carpenter, Austin Edwards, the last 2 that need to come in. Be interesting to see how this one plays out, especially with lap traffic coming out between them.
Well, these 2 are spread out so much right now that I feel like they're going to be slowing themselves down. While these guys that come out of the pits, they might come clustered back up together. They're going to be a little bit faster because this has a little bit of like a super speedway feel to it where you can get drafted and you can run a lot faster. Carpenter is coming down now.
And that will complete the cycle.
And Edwards.
Yep, and that's going to complete. Oh, Edwards did exactly what you mentioned earlier. He got in a little hot. We saw the back end kick around just a hair. He managed to hold on to it, but that was a little bit of a close call.
You sure he just wasn't drifting?
You make a valid point there. Devin Landry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Devin Landry is coming around to try and reclaim the lead while those 2 are on pit road.
Yeah, and as you're saying, Matt Bear, he's coming out now. Not sure exactly where he's going to be scored at, but we'll take a couple laps here to get scoring all back in order after Carpenter and Edwards come out.
While those 2 are on pit road, let's go ahead and take our first commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be side by side. You won't miss a moment. welcome back. Devin Landry takes the lead after the pit stops have been completed. Kyle Bartles now in second, Matt Pelletier third, Matt Bear fourth, Chase Johnson in fifth. A few bigger changes. Carson Barrett still in sixth, Noah Carpenter in seventh, Alex Crapser in eighth, Austin Edwards now up into ninth, and Adam Gilliott in 10th. Ryan Seams lost a little ground on pit road. He is now back to 14th. Al McRecken Martin now way back in 16th.
Yeah, I mean, this is, we're going to see some different, I feel like the next round of pit stops or two, we're going to see a big swing in results. Guys are going to start separating themselves.
And would you look at this, we've got a battle for the lead. The hometown boy, Kyle Bartles, is going for it, cannot get there yet. Landry's going to hold on to it for the moment.
Yeah, Kyle wants this one bad. I mean, before the season even started, and told him I was going to drive the 94 car for Jeff this year. I mean, I was going to support my ride, so Jeff didn't have to pull all the money out of his pocket. I told Kyle if he didn't have a ride or anything, he'd have the 94 for this week, but he ended up winning in that 7 car, race 1, and Jeff's been keeping him in that for most of the season now.
That is cool to get to make sure, and we've seen that a lot in XCAL, making sure guys get a ride at their hometown tracks. And I gotta say, to those owners that keep that car around just to be able to do things like that, like yourself, that is a really, really nice thing to do, especially considering the cost of running an XCAL race.
Yeah, if you can come out and you can prove that you're clean and you're not, going to rack up the incident points and just get solid results. You don't have to go out here and win or anything. You just have to be a good, clean driver. It's going to be easy for you to find somebody to give you a ride. You don't want to come out here and just start running over everybody, pulling a Rocky Boyd, I guess you could say, and you can easily score a ride.
This is definitely true, and Bartles is really going for it here. He's practically leaning on Landry coming up the track. Landry's still able to pull away for a moment here, but I don't know, man. Bartles is pushing so hard here in the early going, trying to get that lead. He is using every bit of the track and coming right up to the doors on Landry's car. I'd be a little bit careful about battling with him. If I were Landry, you know you've got a fast race car. There's not a lot of purpose in fighting that hard right now.
No, but when you come to your hometown track, there's a little bit more there. I mean, you want to perform better, but it just feels like you blend in very well. That's what we usually see out of guys when they come to their home track. When they got it circled big, this is like their Daytona 500.
That is definitely true. I am that way every time I race at Texas. Bartles going to try a crossover, doesn't have the momentum, but you can tell he is using that draft on the front straightaway here, trying to get set up as early as possible to get that big run.
And unfortunately for me, my home track would be Pocono, which is on the wrong side of Pennsylvania, as I'm on the west side. West and east side, we don't get along very well, but I've been blessed with the worst track you could ever imagine. Even the road course isn't fun, so I claim Lernerville as the home track. It's closer to me anyway, and it's a dirt track.
Lernerville's definitely an entertaining one, and yeah, Pocono is not a favorite of mine either. The whole triangle thing is just insane. So.
Oh, it's just, and like I said, even the road course sucks. And Bartles is going to look again. He might get it this time. He ain't going to quit.
No.
He's getting on Landry's nerves.
He really sent it off of turn 4. It looked like the car got loose, and he just decided, you know what, I'm going to keep my foot in it, point it down. And that's what he did. At the moment, at least, Landry's able to hold him off, but I don't think, I don't know how long Bartles is going to let him keep it. He's just going to keep trying to wear him out.
And I'm going to go off the top of my head. Fastlane won a race last year, and it was at Texas Plate with Blake Wynn. And then Fastlane won a race this year at Charlotte, plate race with Kyle Bartels. Fastlane Motorsports does not want a race other than a plate race. So if the hometown boy could pull it off here, that'd be pretty big for Fastlane.
Would be awesome. Also of note, Matt Pelletier is now up to third. Chase Johnson, Matt Bear battle it out for fourth. Carson Barrett still lurking, and you got to wonder about guys like Carson Barrett, Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter, Alex Krapser, and Adam Gilliott. These guys just sitting single file in the top 10 right now. They're just watching these battles take place up front. These guys up front using up all the tire. And speaking of using up all the tire, next week they are at the Milwaukee Mile. That's going to be fun.
I don't know if we've been there before. At least I haven't been with XCAL. This is my third season with XCAL. I don't remember ever being there. But I tell you, getting on pit road is going to be extreme. Oh, Bartels is going to take the lead here.
He led at the line. Hometown boy has taken the lead. And look at that. He is drifting it through 1 and 2. He's pushing so hard.
I can guarantee you've raced with Kyle quite a bit. That boy, when he gets in focus mode, you think his mic and everything died. Like he won't talk to you at all. He don't care what happens to any of you. He is focused and he is quiet as can be. So I guarantee you, he's probably, if Chase is talking to him right now, he's got him zoned way out.
Have another car on the, holy crap! Adam Gilliott is on the move. Stephen Rex is in the back, in the wall, in the back straightaway. Let's see what happened here, because him and Gilliott were battling it out here. Rex got down under Gilliott. Out of 3 and 4, they touched doors.
Looks like a little bit of a bad crossover. Gilliott was trying to pull a crossover and didn't have the clear, and Rex just wasn't very happy about it.
No, he was. Oh, Stephen Rex was having such a good. Oh, and he bounced back off of him, so Gilliott likely has some right side damage now. But man, things are really starting to heat up, and you got to wonder, just seeing how aggressive Rex and Gilliott were racing each other, you have to wonder, was there something else that happened that we had not seen yet earlier on?
I mean, Gilliott's got a fast car. He might be in a hurry trying to get to the front. And you got to look back. He got into the back of the 94 car, too. So is he driving a little impatient? That's not going to be a good thing. Tick people off early. But we'll see. Rex is coming right back to his back bumper. This might not be over yet.
I don't know that we've ever seen Rex really just throw it on somebody out here, but we could see it for the first time tonight. Hard to say. Flying Ryan Seams, the guy with the biggest fan club, all mixed up in this too. I bet his fan club is sitting there on pins and needles right now, hoping he can clear this mess.
Yeah, and like you say with Stephen Rex, doesn't really have a lot of, he doesn't cross anyone's path or anything, but someone like Stephen Rex has been in the series for some time, and he got Adam Gilliott. This is kind of like his first real year. He came in last year a little bit late. Stephen Rex expects a little more respect. I mean, he's a veteran, and so you get that mixture. It could formulate for some good times for us to watch.
It definitely could. Back up front, Chase Johnson is under hometown boy Kyle Bartels, and he's going to go to the lead. Gonna get that 5 bonus points here, and man, they are literally bump drafting down the front straightaway. These teammates definitely know how to work together.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a little bit of trading off here, trying to check out from third on back. I think Chase might be a skosh bit faster when leading. So maybe it's smart Kyle gets behind Chase, and then they just try to, like I said, just pull away with that draft.
A big pack mixed up back here. Jeff Edgar now up into 10th place. Brent Meckes in 11th. Ryan Seams is coming by into 12th place. Gets a little tight there coming off of turn 2. And wow, I'm kind of curious. Oh!
I telling you, man, it's that impatience. It's showing.
And we've got a nose cam on Ryan Seam's car. Let's see what the view is like around Iowa. Down into turn one, Seams wisely backing off. It looks like Adam Gilliott is just sending it here tonight, like you said. Out through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Ryan still staying in the draft. The lead pack from third on back, still nose to tail. Everybody within striking distance. Coming back out of turns 3 and 4, nose to tail all the way around. This could get interesting as the night goes on.
Yeah, and I mean, I tell you, this racing's starting to heat up back here. But I'll tell you, two guys that don't want to see a caution is Chase Johnson and Kyle Bartles, because they're checking out from third on back. But this is getting very racy right here. I mean, right around with Chase, or with Austin Edwards, Jeff Egger, then you got Ryan Seams, Brett Megas, 29, Alex Krapser, and then you throw in Adam Gilliott. He's already got in the back of two guys, so he's shown he wants to get up to the front. Gonna mix for a good time for us to watch.
It definitely is, and I have to say, it does look like Seams and a few others may have the late run setups going on tonight, because Seams has really started coming alive. Jeff Edgar has been making his way up late in the run, and weirdly, Austin Edwards is just not moving forward like we expect.
I think he's saving, but the thing is yeah, okay, save, but if you don't got a partner to dance with, it's gonna hurt you, because look at the top two. They're just pulling away because they have a partner to dance with.
Chase Johnson is on pit road.
Yeah, if I was Kyle, I'd be pitting here.
You would have thought they would have been communicating, and right now Kyle's lead over Landry, 3.8 seconds, but now that he's alone, they are gaining a little bit of ground here. However, they are battling it out back here as Carson Barrett now up into 5th place, Devin Landry in 2nd. You know, those two have both flew through this field, but have been unable to get hooked up and work together yet.
Oh, here comes Kyle. He's going to pit. And by the way, I do see, sad to say, James Johnson, he called her an early night tonight. Sad to see.
That is a bit of a heartbreak. Jim, definitely, I was hoping he'd have a good run. He has had a much better season this season, but tonight, just not his night.
No, he's done very well this year. Night and day difference from last year. So, was that Carson, or the 40? Is that him pitting?
Devin Landry's on pit road. Carson Barrett's now up to 3rd.
Going to be interesting to see this pit strategy here. That's for sure here after this one.
Well, interesting part, Matt Bear is now in 2nd place. He pitted 3 laps later than everybody else. Austin Edwards currently runs in 5th, pitted 5 laps after the vast majority of the field, as did Noah Carpenter in 6th place. Ryan Seams actually stretched it. I think Ryan stretched it 2 laps further than most of the field last time, and I do believe that's the first time we've ever seen Ryan play the fuel mileage game.
Well, we've seen him play the goofy pit strategy game last week. Now he's going to try the fuel mileage one this week. 25's pitting, it looks like, along with the 33 and the 66.
Yep, Gilliott, Barrett, Pelletier, all 3 in from the top 10. John Friley is in. Landry's on his way out. Daniel Miller also on pit road. And I was doing the math on this a little bit ago. So if you're only making 35 laps on a tank, that is going to be like 10 pit stops versus 7 pit stops if you're doing a 50-lap run. So I think most of these guys are able to get 40 plus. But we could see a situation where some of these drivers have 1, 2, maybe even 3 less pit stops here tonight.
Yeah, like I said, with that caution on lap 12, that's a huge buffer into some of these guys that were struggling on pit strategy. I think we're seeing a little bit about more of like a 43, 45 lap on average, on a tank of fuel. So I think these guys will be all right. I don't know how beneficial it's going to be to stay out real long and save that much fuel. I mean, we'll be taking less on the last stop, but if we get a caution out, I mean, it could all come back and haunt you.
Yeah. It is always a roll of the dice when you're playing the fuel mileage game, but the two guys leading now are two of the best at it. And I saw Derek Colson up there. He is not on the lead lap anymore after leading early on in this one, but he is able to run with these guys. However, he was one of the first ones to hit pit road on lap 88. He was already, looked like he made some adjustments to that car, and as Matt and Austin started
coming in.
Up, seams is in, and it looks like Colson was getting a little bit loose out there. I think he may have loosened the car up too much.
Yeah, he's up there dancing around with the marbles there or something too, and he got all four of these guys are four of the best when it comes to fuel strategy. Now that you got all four of them together, I mean, you're starting to think, okay, should I save a little bit more, or should I burn a little bit more up and try to get away from these guys? And it's going to be a head scratcher here.
I think Alex Crapser, just based on the gap he's leaving to Noah Carpenter, I think he might, and he's starting to blink a little, I think he might actually be the one doing the best job of saving fuel at the moment. He's just sitting back there letting these guys do their thing, and he's riding along.
Yeah, I mean, and he's doing his usual thing. He's quiet. You never hear nothing bad out of him or anything like that. And he's just out there rolling around.
Matt Baer definitely wants an opportunity and a shot at the title this season. Up front leading, Austin Edwards has not. Oh wait, Austin did lead like one lap earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Matt trying to get as many laps led as possible, get as many bonus points here as possible. Crapser came in. So now it is down to 3 of them.
I think Bear might pit here, judging by the way he's driving down the backstretch.
And yep. And you got to be so careful getting onto pit road here. These street stocks a little bit easier just because you're not carrying the same amount of speed, but it is still really difficult because you get, like you mentioned, a lot of marbles at the top of the track and a lot of marbles down there on the bottom, especially in a longer race like this.
Yeah, and I mean, you think, okay, all you have to be is afraid of spinning out, but in reality, those barrels right there could smack into them too. That could ruin your night for sure.
And, there is the other thing that has ruined my night once, coming down the pit road, and you do both. You spin out, you lose the back end, and you go sideways, slamming into the tires, or into the barrels. Your night is done.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Baer has come in. Now Austin Edwards is in. Noah Carpenter's going to stretch it for one more lap here.
Looking to someone like Matt Baer, he's got that first pit stall. You got to watch how far you run that fuel down, too, because if she starts missing before you get on pit road, that's a very long pit road to go down to the number 1 pit stall.
I had not even thought about that one, but yes, if you run out of fuel coming down this one, especially with that curved pit road, you cannot see your pit stall when you hit pit road. If you're in that first 3 or 4 pit stalls, you cannot see your pit stall. So that would be a very disconcerting feeling running out of fuel right through there.
Oh yeah. Carpenter's coming in now finally for his pit stop.
Kyle Bartle stands to reclaim the lead here, currently leading all the cars that have completed their pit stops. Back up front, Chase Johnson right back with him. And Devin Landry made up all the ground he had lost. Remember, they had Chase and Kyle had about a 3.8 second lead before pit stops, and now Landry has caught back up to their back bumper. Joe Campbell now also in the mix. He is trying to stay that first car 1 lap down in 20th, hoping to get waved around if a caution comes out.
You gotta wonder if Landry didn't take a full tank of fuel, because he's left everybody else he was running with in the dust too. Looking
at his pit time, he was 14 seconds faster than Kyle Bartles and Chase Johnson. So I think you are onto something there. I don't think he's got a full load of fuel.
Which, I mean, if that fits into his strategy, could work out. I mean, if a caution comes out, that'd be perfect for him too. So, you know, I think it'd be kind of nice to see another caution here at some point. Let's break up these fuel mileage races and let's do some real racing.
Well, Kyle Bartles now officially has the lead with Chase Johnson in second, and Landry cannot hang with them. He's already 2.3 seconds back. Adam Gilliott another 3.3 seconds back. Carson Barrett right with him. We've got a decent-sized group from 4th on back, but top 3 kind of off in their own thing, and now they're going to get some draft help. However, these guys that are about to lose a lap, they can still fight to try and maintain the lead lap.
Yeah, Scott Gilliott, he's going to go 2 laps down, it looks like, here now. Bartles trying to get him on the outside. Johnson, I don't know why. Chase, are they going to switch here? Or? It's a little odd to not see teammates working together and just splitting lap car, but okay.
Yeah, well, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off.
But yeah, they're going to be coming through here. Humans would be the first car. They're going to put 1 lap down. Colson's going to now go 2 laps down too. So there's going to be a battle for 23rd here.
Really hoping Albie can hold on to the lead lap. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. These two are just coming too quickly. But man, Albie's had quite a season. Drastic improvement over the last 2 years. As now Chase is going to go to the lead. Kyle's going to go into fuel saving mode for a few laps.
Hey, I mean, that's a perfect strategy. They have really checked out from a lot of these other guys. If they keep this going, I mean, they could lap some heavy hitters here. I mean, Crapser is only 10 seconds. He's 10 seconds behind them right now. But they keep putting this clinic on. It could be dangerous.
Yeah, and if they continue to do this, right now, there's 18 cars on the lead lap, and they are running Jose Godino down very quickly. We could very well see, like we talked about, a lot of these cars lapped, and if a caution comes out, well, you know what? These guys may, the guys that they put a lap down, may not get that opportunity to get back, especially with all the different pit strategies going on. Here's an interesting note. I was just checking, sorry I didn't mean to interrupt you on that one. The difference between the first pit stop and the last pit stop, Derek Colson obviously stopped first, lap 88, and the last stop was on 107, Noah Carpenter on 109, so we're already up to a 21 lap difference across that pit stop sequence.
Yeah, I'm just wondering now, seeing Johnson and Bartles working this well together and pulling away from the field, how valuable slowing up that much and staying out that long is going to be, but we'll see if it works out for them.
Definitely an interesting strategy. We'll find out as the night goes on. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a commercial. We'll go side by side. You won't miss a thing. Stay with us. right, we are back. Chase Johnson, Kyle Bartles still way out front over Matt Pelletier by almost 7 seconds now. Jeff Edgar in third. Edgar in fourth. Adam Gilliott now up to fifth. Jeremy Gilliott now up into seventh place. So Team Gilliott, Stimulus Racing, starting to make some moves here.
Yeah, I mean, I just wonder how many people Adam's irritated here. I can't blame him either, trying to get to the front real quick. But you see who's right behind Adam. He's staying there, so he's got that hanging over his head still.
Yeah, I would be. Ooh, it gets a little dicey right in front of him.
Gilliett's going to throw it 3 wide down on the inside.
Pelletier just gets a little bit of love from the 69 of Jeff Edgar there. Pelletier manages to hold his position, but Adam Gilliott now up into fourth. Moving Edgar back to fifth, Stephen Rex in sixth. It has been great seeing Jeff Edgar and Stephen Rex really back up in the fight this season.
Oh, yeah, and then they duke it out each week. If you want to get your feet wet with the XCAL series, the night before on Monday at 7 o'clock, they have the Dash series. And those two, they beat and bang almost every week for the win in the Dash series. It's another series with XCAL that's been growing slowly. $6 to enter, too, so look it up. It's a good time.
XCALRacing.com, another way to get involved in XCAL, a great option too if you don't have the time to go do all the practice heats and everything else, or you just want to get out and find out what XCAL is all about. Definitely a good option. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the Dash series runs the same races as the Tuesday night series, so they will be at the Milwaukee Mile as well next week.
Yeah, unless he changed something, it's open setup, it's $6 to enter, and incident points don't cost you money. Clownery, we don't want no clownery. Iron will take care of you with that, but you just can come out in some good hard racing. We don't have to worry about this fuel mileage crap and all that stuff, because I don't think there's actually even a fuel cap. Run whatever you want and just drive the wheels off of it.
Devin Landry is suddenly on pit road. No idea what happened there, but that is not a fuel mileage stop.
I think maybe it might be. I think maybe he's short pitted, trying to catch up. Now he's going to come in, take a full tank, and now he's going to be in a complete different rotation. I think he tried to make a crack at it, and it didn't work out.
You are correct. I forgot about that. He was 15 seconds faster on that last stop. So, yeah, he was trying to make something happen. Long term, will it turn out to help him is the question. Ryan Seams did some crazy pit stop strategy last week and managed to make that work. So can Landry make this strategy work here tonight is the question. He's got some great guys to follow too right now. Got Matt Bear right in front of him. Carson Barrett is up there as well.
Yeah, these guys, things are starting to get mixed around here. I think some of these fuel-saving guys, they're falling back so much that is it worth it? I mean, you got Noah Carpenter, Austin Edwards, Alex Crapser. They are 12 seconds behind the leaders, and the leaders are just getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and we're only into lap 133 out of 350. That's a lot of time that these leaders can catch up and put a lap on them. And at that point, does it make the fuel strategy actually worth it?
And would you look at this? Chase Johnson has come into pit road here as well. Kyle McRecken Martin is now in. This is definitely a fuel strategy move. I would expect to see something like this closer to the halfway point with seeing this many drivers hitting pit road quite suddenly.
Yeah, and with Chase pitting that early, and Kyle's going to stay out a little bit longer, that might get them grown apart some for whenever Kyle comes back out. I mean, I don't know. I think that's a little soon for Chase to be pitting, but
Chase is one of the drivers that stretched it, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, Jeff Egger's in, and looks like Kyle Bartles was coming in too.
Now Matt Pelletier, and this is about 40 laps or so since their last pit stop. It's a little bit earlier than what we've seen from some of these drivers. Pelletier's got to be loving this. He's back up front in the lead. Adam Gilliott now up to second. Adam's been just fighting his way through this one since the drop of the green. Fighting his way on. He actually made the joke in pre-race. I talked to the Gilliott family, and Adam said, yep, he's going to wreck his way to the front of this one. He's rubbed a few feathers, but you know, there was another driver that rubbed a few feathers 2 years ago. Came back last year and earned a ton of respect. Not here tonight, but Mason Foster. That guy rubbed everybody wrong for about the first half of his first season here, and then turned it around, earned a ton of respect, and everybody loved racing with him.
Yeah, he, me and him got into it a couple of times last year, but, 2 years ago. But getting older, he's learned a lot, and he's been coming back, and he's been pretty quick this year.
Definitely has. Jose Godino is in. Joe Campbell now up into 14th. Matt Pelletier's coming in. He's giving up the lead. Adam Gilliott leads his first lap of the night. He gets a few bonus points here as well. I think Adam may be looking for as many bonus points as possible tonight just because he has missed a couple of races.
Oh, he's coming in right in front of Joe there, too.
Wow. Some really close calls, and Jeremy Gilliott now to second.
Steven Rex going to stay out and lead a lap. This pit strategy's, it's kind of throwing me off a little bit here. Guys that I thought could stay out a little bit longer, not being able to.
You know what's really going to be fun is when we start doing the full field rundown here in a few minutes, and everybody, the pit strategies, if it stays green, we'll almost reach a point where there'll be somebody pitting on every single lap at some point. Mm-hmm. I might need a couple of them Busch lattes from you here in a few.
I got one ready for you.
Brent Mekas is now in. And you mentioned the fuel strategy, how it's going to play out. Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter, Ryan Seams, and Matt Baer. All of those were the last guys to pit. Now 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Alex Krapser in 7th. And you know, look at the car in 8th. Oh, Albie's coming in. It looked like Albie is starting to stretch his fuel mileage a little.
Yeah, he got caught up there behind, and Steven Rex and Jeremy Gilliott are coming in, but Albie got caught up behind Kyle and Chase there for a little bit, and I wonder if he was able to catch on to them and save some, and he just needed a little bit of help.
Albie got his first top 10 earlier this season. Hoping to see him get a top 5, even a win this season is not out of the realm of possibility. He has improved that much this season.
Yeah, he's done very well. He always does pretty good with the plate races. He's a smart guy, lays towards the back, watches everybody else be an idiot. I've been one of those idiots a time or two, and he just drives on by him and usually can come home with a clean car and a good result.
Matt Baer now has the lead back. Ryan Seams, and so Ryan's coming in. So Matt Baer with the lead. Kyle Bartles is back out on track after completing his stop right behind the Mad Bear at the moment. But no help. Chase Johnson is not with him this time. And I have to wonder, how much is that going to impact it?
Well, Chase really lost a lot of time somewhere getting on the pits. I mean, unless Kyle for some reason short pitted, which I couldn't imagine he did. I just wonder if Chase screwed up getting on the pits. But Kyle's going to get one of his laps back the hard way here. And Matt, he ain't pitting anytime soon as he's riding that outside, so I don't. This could be a dangerous game for some of these guys saving fuel. I mean, you got that 7 car now where he's coming out and he's starting to get his lap back himself.
Yeah, that that could definitely make things very interesting. And like we said a moment ago, with the number of cars out here, with as far as the pit stops are getting spread out now, could reach a point here in the near future where we have somebody on pit road almost every lap.
I still got a feeling that someone's going to do something stupid and we're going to have a caution here. It's going to live things up here a little bit.
Well, Kyle Bartles is definitely doing exactly what he needs to do. Chase Johnson goes 3 wide as he tries to make his way back to his teammate, but Bartles now 3.5 seconds ahead. So he really has not lost much, and if he can start catching some of this lap traffic, use it to draft, he could definitely extend his lead even further.
And with the problem with that, though, right now Kyle's losing fuel, Chase is losing more fuel trying to catch up to his teammate, but if I was Kyle, yeah, I wouldn't want to be drifting back to my teammate because that's time lost right now on the track, and Kyle is catching up to Jose and Sean. Patrick here, he could get a lift off of them, so Chase is he's in a bad position right now.
Gotta wonder if at some point in the near future everything cycles back around and puts them back together. Meanwhile, let's take a look from the blimp as here comes the Mad Bear onto pit road. There you see Iowa Speedway from above. And I was about to ask you what we have coming later this week on How to Suck at iRacing. I guess that one's my job, so... Tomorrow night, the Nowski Nation is back, and then, of course, we have a couple of nights off. But come Sunday, either Sunday morning with GT3 NSS or Monday evening with Jones BS Racing, thanks to Conlift Solutions, there is going to be something new and major, so you're going to want to check out both of those races. Hopefully we have it in place for Sunday morning GT3 NSS, and huge shout out to Conlift Solutions for what's coming in the near future.
Look at that beautiful sight from the blimp, though. I mean, this is a track that should be getting used so much more by NASCAR. I mean, there's nothing good in Iowa except for this racetrack.
I've been through Iowa once.
Oh yeah. How painful was that?
Well, it was really, really boring, but you know what? Going past the fans on my way up to Mayo, that was pretty cool. All the big electric generating fans, that's what they're called.
You know, I was looking, and I had to ask Kyle to confirm it. I found this video, I don't know where, but it's at a county fair in Iowa. They have a contest of the wife yelling at her husband. And whoever, I don't know, yells at their husband the best wins an award. And I had to ask Kyle if it was a real thing, and he said yes, it actually is. Never seen something like that before.
Boy, if I had known about that before I got divorced.
You think you maybe been a runner for the win?
Oh gosh, yes. I was married and I raised 4 girls. If you could combine all of that, I would definitely win. It would be a no contest here. And speaking of no contest, as they go around, it is time for our first one of the night, the full field rundown. And tonight we have a new sponsor, Tidal Wave Restoration in Middle Tennessee. Make sure you reach out to Tidal Wave Restoration. They are dedicated to getting the job done right the first time, or it's free. Contact J.R. Tanksley. We'll put the number in the chat. It is 931-329-0720. Check them out, and huge shout out to them for coming on board for the full field rundown. And if I can get Noah Carpenter currently in the lead with Austin Edward giving up second to come to pit road. Hometown boy Kyle Bartles currently running in third as he makes his way back up into the lead. Now into second, Chase Johnson, his teammate, currently sits in third. Matt Pelletier now up into fourth. Jeff Edgar having a great run here tonight, currently running in fifth. Devin Landry, biggest mover of the night so far, currently in sixth place with Adam Gilliott. A rough run to the front, but he has got it done so far, currently running in seventh. Kyle McRecken Martin currently running in eighth place, up and down night for him. Stephen Rex currently running in ninth. Great run in the top 10 all night long despite some issues earlier. Jeremy Gilliott currently running in 10th place, also having a good run here tonight. Great to see the entire Gilliott family back. Carson Barrett runs in 11th with Matt Bear, the Mad Bear, in 12th. Matt calling out Ty Majeski as always, so if somebody knows Ty, tell him to tune in. Make sure he knows that the Mad Bear is calling him out. Brent Meck is currently running in 13th. Flying Ryan Seams out in 14th. One of the drivers pulling some fuel strategy here tonight. Alex Crapser currently running in 15th. Daniel Miller sits in 16th. Austin Edwards, the points leader, way back in 17th after just completing his stop. Jose Godino currently running in 18th. Albie Hewins running in 19th, but Albie's been making his way up all night and just as fast as the leaders. Joe Campbell having a quiet night, currently in 20th. John Friley running in 21st. Sean Andrews in 22nd. Sean Patrick in 23rd after an early incident and a hard hit to the wall. Derek Colson in 24th, and Scott Gilliott running 25th. Jim Johnson, unfortunately, out of the race early after getting the outside wall.
We're almost there to halfway. Almost.
Just shy of it here, and man, Kyle Bartles leads still 3.5 seconds over his teammate, and Chase Johnson has a 3.25 second lead over Matt Pelletier now.
Yeah, and Austin Edwards is 18 seconds behind the leader. We're like I said, we're almost to halfway, so we got a lot of racing left. Is that staying out, saving fuel, really going to be worth it with how long of a race this is and with how fast Kyle's coming here?
The only way I see it being beneficial is, as I mentioned earlier, if he can make it work to not have to make as many stops as the leaders. If that strategy works and he gets 1 or 2 less stops here tonight, then yes, it'll pay off. But man, right now, so used to seeing Austin running right up in the top 3 and him being sitting in 15th, that does raise some question marks.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, he's coming the leader. I don't know if they expected somebody to go out here and just run hard. And, I mean, I credit him. I mean, he's not lifting. He's just going hard in the paint tonight in Iowa.
Yeah, interesting. We know Austin's known for saving. Some of the other guys we're seeing save fuel here tonight as well. Ryan Seams trying some new stuff recently. It's definitely paid off once, so hopefully it will again here tonight. Alex Crapser not stretching as far as everybody else, but still stretching fuel here tonight. And Matt Bear, as pit stops cycle through, all those drivers get up there, lead a lap, get to pick up some bonus points, but long term, it's going to be a wait and see game for them. Looks like Bartles now has some picking up the draft off of the lap car.
Yeah, we got everybody kind of all spread out now, running just this ride, really.
Just looking at Kyle Martin, there's 16 cars left on the lead lap at the moment. Kyle Bartle's continuing to check out a little bit here.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just went blank on where I was going with that.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, Bartles. I mean, he could probably wrap up. Most laps led tonight as dominant as he's been. So get some bonus points at least. I mean, even if that strategy's not gonna work.
Right now, the only problem Bartles really has, clean track ahead. He has no drafting help right now. His teammate Chase Johnson might pick up a little bit here in a couple of laps and be able to close up on him, but so far behind, I don't know that these two will see each other again until Bartles laps him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Kyle, when he pit, he had a little bit more fuel in the tank to begin with, or if Chase made a mistake. I was a little too slow on pit road, because that's a big gap that between them, and in all honesty, I mean, Chase, you would have thought would have came out ahead of Kyle since Kyle stayed out a little bit longer.
You definitely think so. Right now, Matt Pelletier, we've seen him stretch the fuel a little bit here tonight. Currently running in third. He's been up here really in the top 5 all night. He's leading this second group with Jeff Edgar, Adam Gilliott, Devin Landry. And Kyle Martin, now back up into 7th place, is actually reeling these guys in at the moment.
Yeah, and you got Devin Landry's going to be coming in the pit here again.
Chase Johnson as well. And here we go. We were just, pit stops were just finishing up. Less than 20 laps, about 10 laps ago is when we saw the last pit stop. And actually exactly 13 laps ago, Noah Carpenter was on pit road. And now here we are at 171, already back to the start of green flag stops here.
That's definitely got me scratching my head.
I was going to say, I'm trying to think if XCAL has ever had another race where we had this many stops that were required to go the distance, and I don't think we ever have, so this is definitely going to be a unique situation tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to make it a little bit interesting here, but with all this running like that, we're just going to get more spread and spread and spread out, so I don't know. I mean, if we do see a caution, it's going to be a freak thing. Maybe just someone making an overly aggressive move, or someone mistiming, someone else pitting and getting in the back of them.
Jeff Edgar now coming to pit road as well. Yeah, that I didn't think about that, but yeah, this, guys are sending it hard down onto pit road here. And that getting into the back of somebody is something we saw earlier this season at Rockingham. Almost jammed up pit road entry. This pit road is not that much wider. And as you mentioned earlier, we got marbles down there. It goes from bank to flat. There's not a ton of grip. These guys, we've seen everybody sliding in there a little bit tonight. So we could see something much, much worse.
Yeah, we're getting more and more marbles up on the outside of that track and just as many on the inside. Kyle Bartles is going to come down here. But, yeah, that apron's getting pretty dirty down there. So it's going to make for a combination of some bad things to happen, possibly.
Yeah, that is definitely the case. Matt Pelletier now back to the lead with Adam Gilliott in second. Stephen Rex now scored in third. Stephen Rex, I don't believe, has led a lap yet here tonight. Honestly, I'm hoping he stretches it out just a little bit further and can get some bonus points for leading a lap. He's certainly earned it after that incident earlier to stay in the fight like this.
Yeah, he's been running real clean. Matt usually runs clean just about anywhere you go. You can usually trust being around him. He seemed like he's been jumping around, just filling seats for different teams, with DBR, and then now he's running for Petey's team, Moonlight tonight. So trying to get that 66 car a solid finish.
You know, you mentioned that the jumping around a little bit. We have seen a lot of drivers. We're not seeing drivers on a singular team as much. We're seeing a lot more teams that we see cars being alternated, swapped out, like Carson Barrett in the 33, the 40 this week, being driven by a different driver as well. Just seeing a lot of one-off and two-off and oddball races here and there as Adam Gilliott now goes to the lead and picks up some bonus points.
Yeah, I think you're going to see, guys, it's a long season. XCAL is a marathon all year long. I mean, it's just as long as the NASCAR Cup schedule. It's one of the longest seasons I've seen for racing. And we don't have a lot of off weeks this year. You know, maybe guys just swapping rides around trying to get points for each car number, and then you got guys, maybe they're testing different drivers out and trying to find that driver they want in that car. So I know me, I'm just a part-time guy, fast lane, you know, with John Friley, he wanted to run this week. Chase had the 26 already, told John to go ahead and take that 94 for this week because I had to get my new wheel hooked up anyway. So I'm just here to have fun this year. I'm not really running for anything, just wanting to run for good finishes each week.
And your team is definitely getting better. Stick around, folks. We're going to take another commercial break. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be side by side. You won't miss a thing. Welcome back. Jeremy Gilliott has just gone to pit road after leading his first lap of the night, and look who's back up front stretching the fuel mileage. Matt Bear, Alex Krapser, Austin Edwards.
Yeah, you got three different guys, three different teams. All three running for a championship this year too.
Yeah, you got to wonder. They've been working together to some degree here tonight. We've seen Austin and Alex working together. Matt kind of pulling away from him at the moment, but it gets down to later in this season. I guarantee you, some of these guys, even if it would be to their benefit to work with the others, just aren't going to do it because they don't want to give the other driver any kind of advantage.
Nope, and Matt being in that 3 car, he's just not allowed to help other people. When you run that 3 car, man, you're in it for yourself.
You kind of have to be. I did like that he said the ghost of Earnhardt was in that car. That was pretty comical, and he did say that will be on a T-shirt before too much longer, so he is hoping to get to victory lane and get his T-shirt tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he very well could. I mean, he's running a really good strategy here. I think he's running probably the better strategy of the guys, of the 3 sitting out, saving fuel. Which Carpenter is a lap down.
Looks like he just completed his... Oh, no, wait a minute.
Carpenter, he was ahead of everybody.
He pitted on lap 158, so he is also out here stretching fuel.
Okay. That kind of just caught my attention here, him being 1 lap down, so he'll be staying out longer. But see, right there, he's lost that lap already.
Yeah, he is kind of behind the 8 ball now, and...
Because Kyle Bartels is right behind him here. 1 lap down also, running 5th. So... Like I said, I mean, is this sitting out that long? Is it really worth it?
I'm beginning to wonder. And hey, if Matt Bear wins tonight, as mentioned, he will have some new T-shirts and gear, as well as you can find your Flying Ryan Seams fan club shirts in the XCAL web shop. Don't forget to check out the XCAL web shop, xcalracing.com/shop. Get all your T-shirts and everything. Some new XCAL T-shirts coming out this week. Also, don't forget to check out the Sim Racer Hub, where you can find all your stats for XCAL Racing, all the information you could want, everything you want to know, and more about Flying Ryan Seams and his finishing positions, as well as Matt Bear, Austin Edwards, and everybody else. Go check out Sim Racer Hub as well. Also, if you want to be an XCAL super fan, join the XCAL Patreon at xcalracing.com. Must be 18 to enter, but you get in there, you get special access. Nobody else gets to see what you see on that XCAL Patreon. So you definitely want to go support it. It goes back to the drivers, helps build these purses, which tonight, Colgan, a big purse tonight. We've seen some much bigger purses this season.
Yeah, I mean, well over $500 purse tonight. I think it was like a $540 at least purse. So, it's going to be big, and this is a big one, to try to win. And sitting here watching, I mean, old Kyle and Kyle, tangoing here, trying to catch Noah Carpenter right now for 4th spot. And like I said, Noah's going to have to pit. It's Bears pit. Oh yeah, and Bartels, I think he just thought, you know what, I got a guy behind me with the nickname McReckon. Maybe I should let him just go on by.
I am always of the opinion, if you cannot clear McReckon from ahead, just get behind him a little bit. Give yourself some breathing room. He got that nickname very legitimately. In fact, there was in the Jones BS Racing Discord for a while, there was a... Oh! Wow.
I think Kyle Bartels is getting a little excited right now. I mean, Daniel Miller did come down a little bit, but Kyle gotta calm down a little bit. I mean, you're the guy that's he's got the upper hand right now.
Wow, that was a close one from Bartels. I imagine he is getting a bit excited there.
I mean, the 43 was way up in them marbles too. I mean, he wanted to get out of them, and just picked the wrong time to try to get out of them.
Hey, this would be the normal time. We would have a car owner interviewed, but since with the only car owner we have available is you, Colgan, how's your team looking for XCAL this season?
Well, I mean, I'm actually not an owner this year, and mostly because, I'm a big supporter with Fastlane, help out with stuff. But the team has made a huge wing in the right way. You look at Brent Mekas, he's been really climbing up the charts here. He's been doing very well. We don't have Bronson this week. He had some things come up last minute, so just ran the 69 car. Like I said, Kyle Bartles, I mean, he's, after we get this round of pit stops all complete, if we ever do get them complete, he should be the leader. We're making some big swings. I think you're going to see us be competitive here, get some wins maybe later this season. I'm just here to have fun and run some races that I choose to run. So it's just been a fun time this year.
Well, obviously, Kyle Bartles being a teammate, do you think he can get it done here in Iowa this season?
I hope so. I mean, I hope for him. I mean, even if he wasn't on my team, I would hope. I mean, just because I know running at your home track, it means a lot. You want to put a good show on. I'm real happy to see how well he's been running. I mean, I actually didn't expect to see him be this aggressive and dominant early. I'm really happy to see, though, him running real well. I hope he can get it done, but man, I don't know. I see a caution coming, just a weird caution at the wrong time for some of these guys.
Yeah, the question is going to be, who's going to be bit by it? Will it be the guys that have been stretching the fuel, or will it be the guys getting in, getting 4 fresh tires and a full tank early on? Looking through the field right now, it looks like if the caution came out, Daniel Miller, Jose Gadino, and Albie Hewins would be the 3 drivers in the... Holy cow, right in front of Albie, too. Looks like there was a little contact between Ryan Seams and Austin Edwards there.
I'm a little confused here with the strategy. Kyle Martin's still out there running. He's leading right now. Is he able to stretch his fuel just as long as Noah Carpenter?
Well, it looks like McRecken stopped on 174, 1 lap before Kyle Bartles on 175. Carpenter, however, still has not been to pit road since lap 158. So, I don't know. I am kind of reaching a point where keeping track of these fuel stops is getting a little bit wonky, because Austin Edwards was just in a couple laps ago on lap 199.
Yeah, it's starting to hurt my head.
Yeah, I know.
I tell you, though, I mean, you've seen some of these guys dropping off with strategy. I mean, Chase, he's falling back. And other guys, Kyle Bartles, he's been, like I said, 100% focused. He's probably not talking much in there. If anyone's trying to talk to him, he's telling them leave him alone. He's 100% focused on doing what he's doing here.
Yeah, and this is the first time in quite a while we've seen the top 3 drivers just this close together, all within about a half a second, nose to tail here. That's the first time since that first pit stop we've seen these 3 close to any top 3 close together. Chase Johnson now back in 4th. With Jeff Edgar in 5th, then another big gap back to Matt Pelletier, David Landry, Adam Gilliott, and Stephen Rex. Jeremy Gilliott rounding out the top 10 at the moment, as Sean Andrews just now hits pit road, just, 6 laps after Austin Edwards came out?
Yeah, I mean, it's, Bartles is going to look to the inside of Kyle Martin here now. And Carpenter's going to come in.
Martin going for the crossover, and is going to pull it off. Past the halfway point, you do crank up the aggression just a little bit, but still 150 laps to go. See, Noah Carpenter made it.
Martin's going to pit now. Kyle Martin is pit.
And that seems a little bit early considering him and Bartles pitted together. I have to wonder if it's the same thing we've seen a few other drivers do. They've got to get that halfway kind of short pit, that shorter pit stop just to get the fuel topped off to keep their strategy in line. This could be the moment where we start to see some of that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's been pretty interesting here, and the whole strategy. But end of the day, me as a racer, I've been racing for almost 30 years. Driving around a racetrack every single lap, pushing the clutch in, coasting through the corner to save fuel and stretch it out is not racing. I don't care who you are, it is not racing. It's boring, and it's ridiculous. I mean, but hopefully something gets changed. I want to see guys out here beating and banging in a clean fashion, not like how NASCAR goes in a turn one at Coda. But I want to see guys side by side. We should have more side by side, nose to tail racing. This stretching out, well, I'm going to clutch here and that. I mean, that's, if I wanted to do that, I'd go play chess.
Speaking of which, I started playing chess with my youngest daughter's boyfriend this week. So, yeah, just a
I used to like
combination.
I used to like to play chess. I mean, but that's what I mean. I mean, it's not really me, saying anything bad or anything. It's just this is the product you get with this setup, and I don't fault any of these drivers doing that. Because, you can't blame them. They're playing within the rules. But, I mean, come on, guys. You're really having fun out there, going in the corner, every corner, pushing down the clutch, just trying to save that little bit. Wouldn't we rather go out there and just race hard and see who can race the hardest and win?
I'd love to see the races go a little bit shorter, the fuel load going a little bit bigger, so then it is fewer stops, more beating and banging, like you said. Obviously not turn one at Coda beating and banging, but man, that is one of the things XCAL has done an amazing job of over the last few seasons. Is keeping the point system old school and just simple, and not having stage breaks, not taking all these gimmicks that a lot of other groups are going to. But the thing that made them great was that you weren't, up until this season, maybe late last season, a couple of races, you didn't have a lot of fuel saving. You had a lot of racing to the line, and I think we could get back to that, and XCAL would continue to blow up like it has.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a fluke in the system that drivers, I mean, like myself, I've always told people, when drivers, Kyle Bartle's coming in for his pit stop now, but when drivers are given a list of rules, I tell everybody that there's, in between those rules, only drivers can see them. There's actually other rules written that we just seem to make up on our own, and we push that limit. And I admire the drivers for pushing this limit, and it's just going to make it better. So, I mean, I know things are going to change for the better for next season. I don't believe in changing rules through the season, so let's stick with this, see how this works. See if anyone figures anything out to beat the other guy, but move on next year. Let's change a little bit of things. Let's get back to the real hardcore racing, beating and banging, run to the line, maybe save a little bit of fuel, 3 to 5 laps maybe. Yeah, that's acceptable, but when guys are like skipping a full pit stop, all right, we're getting a little irrational here.
I will say that I don't remember what track it was, but I remember the first race I broadcast for XCAL in 2021. Very early on in the season, it was a short track, and by the time that race was over, I was completely out of breath and very exhausted the next day, because it was non-stop battling. I love XCAL being at this track. I thought when they were all packed up after the restart, it was great racing. I think it's just a little fine-tuning we have to go. Aaron, we love you. Don't get us wrong.
I mean, I like XCAL. I ain't gonna leave. It's just one of them things. I see a flaw, and it's not me criticizing XCAL at all. I like XCAL. I'll still be sticking around, but there's always room for improvement for anything out there. And you gotta hand it these drivers. They ain't that dumb. They figured out a flaw in the system, and they've used it to their own good. So I mean, I can't fault them. Like I said, I can't fault anyone. I'm just saying that, and I don't have the exact answer either, so I can't sit here and criticize. It's just something a little bit different. But like I said, I mean, there's no need to change the rule during the season. I don't believe in that. Play it out. But for next year, let's look and see what can we do differently. Oh, and Aaron must be hearing us because he's like, yep, we go through the
Scott Gilliott is around on the back straightaway. What in the world? He came off turn 2, practically stopped.
Oh, and that was right in front of Alex Crapser. Oh, Matt Bear. Austin Edwards was right behind that.
Oh,
man.
It looks like Gilliott.
He was coming. He got into it with Noah Carpenter. Actually.
Yep, he came down. I think he might have came across Noah's nose. He was coming down as Noah came up. Couldn't get the car back up to speed. Tried to hold his line, but then went up to the wall. Bear looked like he had significant damage, and this whole race just got flipped upside down.
Oh, man. This is going to...
There were 10 cars on the lead lap when the caution came out.
And, you know, you got to hate it for... Well, Kyle Bartles is 1 lap down now. Joe Campbell 1 lap down. Albert Hewins.
If I'm looking at this right, Pelletier, Hewins, and Campbell will be the 3 wave-around cars.
Well, Kyle... Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's showing... And that's if they don't come in and pit. Because remember last week, like I said, these guys got to catch on. You don't pit. And you got to stay out for that wave around. But what an upset.
While they're under caution, let's take a look from the How to Suck at iRacing blimp. As they go and pace around, you see them coming down the front straightaway. Several more cars coming into pit road. This time, Austin Edwards comes off pit road at the moment with the lead. And there's a couple names here now in the top 10 that some of them have come back from behind tonight. Some of them have been here the whole time. And
Jose Gondino, man.
Exactly.
We talked about him early in the race.
Looks like
one thing I wanted to say before the caution come out, before I forget, is one thing I will say we've seen this year is the racing has gotten so much cleaner. But now that we gotten the racing cleaner, now let's get the strategy thing down now too. Because now we've seen these guys, they can prove they can drive clean. And I think that's what Aaron's thing was. So now that we've been able to stretch these races out and show that guys can run clean, now let's break it down and make them race hard too.
Hey, here's another note to mention here. The Flying Ryan fan club better jump for joy. He holds on to the lead lap currently in 7th, and it looks like he's going to pick up 1 or 2 spots as Godino comes in, Mekas is coming in, and the Mad Bear is back on pit road. He did not get the nickname the Mad Bear for nothing. Looking at the front of that car, he's still got a little bit of damage, and I guarantee you, he is angry right now.
We're going to be getting some wave rounds here. We got the 2-2. I believe we got the 2-2 here, so... There's Matt Bear's been waved. Or no, Matt Bear got a black flag, excuse me. Which I don't know. Pelletier, Hewins... They got the wave rounds. And Joe Campbell.
Yep. So that's going to put Kyle Bartles and Kyle McRecken Martin. That's going to leave them trapped a lap down. But here's the big one I have to ask. Wait a minute. Are they at the tail end? They are. They're going to get waved around naturally.
Yeah, they're going to get the wave around here by the pace truck. So good move by Kyle. Staying out along with Kyle Martin, Noah Carpenter, Chase Johnson, Devin Landry.
So that's going to leave us...
It's going to leave Jeff Egger 2 laps down, and 18th on up is going to be on the lead lap.
And we are back, about to go... We're going to have a 1 lap extension, then we're going to go green. And here's the thing for Kyle Bartels and Kyle Martin back there at the back after this. Two of the guys that were up front leading this race. Bartels has the most laps led. He's at the back of this fat pack, but cautions breed cautions. I hate using those adages, but it is true, and man, this could be what Bartels needs.
Did you happen to watch the Coda race at all?
No, but I did see the picture of the clip of turn 1.
Well, what I did like seeing is Kurt Busch. I love the saying, no whammies. At the end of the race, Tyler Reddick, he didn't need no whammies. Right now, Kyle Bartels, he needs a couple whammies here. Maybe just avoid a caution or two here. And that way he can come in because he didn't get the pit like all these other guys up in front of him.
That is true, and his fuel strategy may benefit him here, but yeah, that caution could definitely, another quickie caution that he is not caught up in would be huge for Kyle Bartels. And if I was these guys up front, Austin Edwards, Alex Krapser, the Gilliatt boys, Stephen Rex, I would want this thing to stay green because Bartels is bad fast tonight.
Yeah, and Kyle Martin, he came down pit road. He's still sitting on pit road. Are they getting ready to go green here? They are. Kyle Martin, I wonder what he's doing. He got that wave around.
Yep.
He's on pit road.
And still sitting on pit road. We'll see if he gets back out. They're back under green and heading too wide into turn 1.
And I gotta say, I think Kyle Bartels is still going to be a lap down. He's still 1 lap down.
He is.
Along with Noah Carpenter.
Look at Landry.
Look at the 40.
4 wide off turn 2. We saw Devin Landry fight his way through the field early on. Picked up, 20 some odd spots. He's currently a lap down. 4 wide fighting his way forward. Whoa.
I don't know if Kyle knew that he was going to be, Kyle and Johnson and Carpenter and all them knew they were going to be 1 lap down. I'd be a little mad. They could have came in and got some fuel.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be long. You said he needs a whammy. I think he may get it. The way these guys are racing right behind him, he just needs to make sure it does not catch him. What a major turn of events.
Matt Baer, he's suffering that left front damage. I honestly don't know if I could have put that black flag on him. That's Scott Gilliatt's job to get out of the way, and he did not do a good job getting out of the way. I gotta say, I don't know if I put that on Baer.
And I guarantee you, somewhere right now there is a bunch of celebrating as Flying Ryan Seams is battling for the lead for the first time here tonight with Adam Gilliatt. These two guys both have come from the back. Adam came up the hard way up 23 spots. Flying Ryan, though, on the bottom. He is looking to get a lap led and take the lead here.
And we got plenty of laps left, and I mean, you look here, that 7 car, he don't care about fuel. He's coming to get his lap back the hard way right now. He's left Landry and Chase Johnson and Noah Carpenter in the back. He's coming hard. He wants that lap back. He's mad.
I guarantee it. He is just been cutting through traffic, even up on the high line. He ducks down low when he needs to. And these two guys up front battling it out for the lead is only helping Kyle Bartels. They need to settle this, decide who's going to take it, and get away quickly because Bartels is coming quickly. Really surprised the Flying Ryan fan club is not just going crazy in the comments right now because, man, this is a great battle between these two. You got Brent Mackis now up here in 3rd. Alex Krapser now in 4th. And what about Carson Barrett now up here in the top 5? Austin Edwards restarted in the lead and has drifted back.
Mackis making a cross down to the inside of Seams. The Seams weighing up. They're going to battle here for 2nd.
Seems still in this fight. I have to wonder if he just decided to back it off a little bit. He was definitely using the car up, battling with Gilliatt. If he can slide down even into 3rd here, just ride it out. We've seen Seams play the fuel game here recently. He's definitely one of the best positioned guys up here in the top 5, other than Austin Edwards. And I think Austin is intentionally laying back just a little bit.
I mean, I would now. I mean, you know, you're up there with the lead pack. You're on the lead lap. Why not sit back and save a little bit of fuel? You got 3 desperate lap cars right now battling. You got Kyle Bartles, Devin Landry, and Chase Johnson literally all got you surrounded.
Ryan Seams still wants that lead. Brent Meckes, though, Meckes has had a great run here tonight. He just quietly has worked his way up. His strategy paid off really, really well. And he's got a teammate right behind him. His teammate not on the lead lap, but he has help there.
I mean, I tell you what, though. I mean, I said about it last week, is he's going to the inside, as Juliet's going to try to squeeze him. Brent works so hard each week on his setup. He tries to find every little bit of advantages he can. It's very nice to see all that hard work is paying off.
And it really has paid off all season long for that team as a whole, but man, it is really showing tonight. I think Meckes may end up taking the lead here in a couple of laps, as he is just inching his way forward. He is loose off 4.
Ooh.
That bottom line off 4, and anything you getting a big push from Jeff Edgar into 1, but man, that bottom line off turn 1, that can get a little bit dicey.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe if Jeff's plan is to push Brent out to the front, and then maybe try to switch him around, because that would give Jeff a lap back, and he'd be 1 lap down then. So I don't know if there's some strategy there working or what. But right now they got that 7, the 40, and the 26 are hunting that lead, those leaders down. They want that lap back.
Look, yeah, Bartles has definitely came up. Landry has come up as well. Both of them still, I mean, overall position is still good. Bartles in 14th, Landry in 15th. But we know how badly Bartles wants this win, and Landry's out here. Not sure how many more races he has planned in that car this season. I know J-Rod Heasley is going to be in that car some this season, so it's going to be wild. These guys are taking risks. Wow.
Everyone's kind of spread out in the back there. Oh boy, we're about 4 wide now.
4 wide off turn 4. Holy crap! The 33 almost gets the wall, comes down, and almost gets Bartles. Adam Gilliott, Ryan Seams, and Brent Meckes out front are breathing.
Landry came up a bit. Bartles got his right rear. It's going to slow him down some.
I think it was Chase Johnson I saw back behind a big bobble off turn 2.
Oh!
What a save! Chase, that was the save of the night, buddy. That car was completely sideways.
The only problem is now him and Carpenter are going to be back there battling for that 3rd wave around spot now. The Carpenter, we've seen he saves. What kind of car does he actually have?
I think we're about to find out. Wow, this is really heating up here at the front. The top 3 going single file. Carson Barrett now back up in the top 5 in 4th. Austin Edwards riding in 5th place. Looks like Austin just let some of these guys get by. I think you're right. The smart move for him is just settle in, find a safe spot, and ride. He is the points leader, so not only does he have to think about the race, but he has to think about the big picture here.
Yeah, I mean, he's close enough to the lead pack now. Now that whole saving thing, it makes sense. I mean, you know, he's back in the picture. Man, I mean, what did I say, though? If someone was going to do something stupid in the middle of pit stops, and some of these guys ruin their strategy, but Landry's caught back up here to Kyle Bartles for 14th. It's just very interesting watching these guys, how hard they're battling right around the leaders, too.
Yeah, but they want that lap back. And while they continue to battle, we'll take a commercial. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll go side by side. You won't miss a moment. We are back with Adam Gilliott still in the lead, but Ryan Seams has been looking for a way past. Carson Barrett now up to third. Austin moving to fourth. Brent Mekas in fifth. And there is a mess of cars that are trying to get back to the lead lap mixed in with all the cars on the lead lap. It is just that top four broke away with Kyle Bartles right there with them. And behind that, from Austin Edwards back, man, it's ugly.
Hey, remember last week? I told you the W for Ryan Seams is coming, and he's doing a hell of a job right now. Proving me right.
I think Ryan Seams' win is going to happen before too much longer on one of these short tracks. Austin Edwards getting very evasive back there, but Kyle Bartles also still lurking. I don't think we're done seeing cautions yet, just based on what we're seeing back here behind Austin.
Yeah, I mean, that 00's run good all season. I mean, and Ryan's doing a hell of a job keeping it running very well. I'm happy to see. I mean, like I said, I'm part of the Ryan Seams fan club. I like seeing him do well. Good guy and a very consistent driver. I think he's a very valuable asset on a team too. You know, you can put him in the car. He's not going to wind up a bunch of X's for money. He's going to get you the best finish he can out of that car each and every week. Very good points driver.
And while we've got them all lined up, at least for the moment, under green flag conditions, it is time for a full field rundown. Just under 100 laps to go here tonight. Brought to you by Tidal Wave Restoration. Contact J.R. Tanksley if you need your house restored in Middle Tennessee. They are dedicated to getting the job done right the first time, or it's free. J.R.'s number 931-329-0720. Check them out. And man, it's been a shakeup up in the top 10. You want to take the first 10 there, buddy?
Yeah, we got Adam Gilliott. He's running first, but Ryan Seams right now, he's looking to that outside. He's running second. That could change. Carson Barrett is running in third place in a 33 car. He's been making his way up slowly. Austin Edwards, here he is, running the fourth spot, saving fuel. Matt Pelletier running fifth, having a good run tonight. Alex Crapster, another good fuel-saving guy, running sixth. Started sixth, too. Brent Mekas, he's up to seventh place. He's been quiet most of the night here. Just having a good solid run. Steven Rex, he's coming back after that contact earlier with Adam Gilliott. Starter days, running eighth. Jeremy Gilliott. He's up to 9th place here, running good. He did start 2nd, kind of fell back, doing a good job. Matt Bear, he's running 10th spot, just kind of trying to keep his stuff going after that contact with Scott Gilliott that brought out that last caution. He also had a black flag. Good rebound from that. Jose Gaudino, he's running 11th, started 11th. He fell back also. He was quiet, but like Jose Gaudino does, he finds his way up towards the front. Albert Hewins in 12th. He's having a nice run. Just running right there on the lead lap. And we got a caution.
Caution is back out on lap 258. Looks like Jeff Edgar involved. Let's see what happened coming off of turn 2.
Noah Carpenter got his right rear, and Kyle Bartles was coming into the pits. And Carl Bartles got into the pits there as that was going on. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for Kyle.
Yeah, but did you see Matt Bear? He is not going to be happy after this incident. There's Matt Bear coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, 4 damage.
Yeah, he had a nice little gap, a little bit of breathing room. The wreck starts. He heads up the track to try and avoid it, and a hard lick on the outside wall.
He must have gotten them marbles, and the thing just kept skating straight. I mean, that's the only thing I can come up with there.
Worth noting, the 3 wave-around cars, I do believe, are going to be Kyle Bartles, Kyle Martin, and Jeff Edgar, putting Jeff back on the, I believe, back, yeah, that'll put all 3 of them back to the lead lap here. Bartles has really raced his way back up there.
Problem is Bartles had to come in and pit, and he went through pit road there when the caution come out. Man, right now he's in a tough situation. I mean, if he pits and they throw the 3 cars wave around while he's on pit road, he won't get it. That is a tough situation he's in right now.
It definitely is. He's got to get some fuel, though. He's been out there for a while. And he is going to bring it in, hoping to make it work and get a wave around. McRecken, he pitted on lap 223. He is going to go ahead and stay out. And Austin Edwards currently scored as the leader after pit stops.
And Ryan Seams, he grabbed that lead, I believe, just before the caution came out.
He did. Now running 3rd, full tank of fuel. They will have at least one more stop from here. Actually, if it stays green, a lot of them will have to make 2 more stops from here.
Man, you got to feel for Matt Bear. He's been there all season. He's had good cars and gets caught up in a mess again. And that damage there, he was already suffering enough with the left front damage. Now the right side damage. Man, you got to feel for him.
Yeah, I guarantee you he is sitting there just fuming right now because of this situation.
Yeah, we got leaders coming back down pit road. Ryan Seams, Alex Krapser.
Smart move. If they top off here, if they can make it to about lap 305 to 310, they can make it on one more stop. What do you want to bet if we dial up the cockpit cam of Austin Edwards? No, he's actually idling. He is not clutching at the moment. The guy that is known for using that clutch quite a bit to save fuel.
Noah Carpenter was given a black flag for that one.
Makes sense. He just drove in there a little deep, didn't realize the car in front of him was going to check up as much as he did.
We got Kyle and Kyle back on the lead lap. Kyle Martin, I think, is going to be back on the lead lap after coming down, going 2 laps down. Somehow, he must have stayed out and got another wave around.
I think Bartles is getting his wave around, and I think that's going to put him also back on the lead lap. We'll see here in just a moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Martin is going to be 1 lap down now, or he might just be 1 lap down. But Carpenter is coming down pit road.
Bartles did complete a stop, and it does look like he is back on the lead lap as Jose Godino and Joe Campbell come off of pit road. It looks like Bartles is actually going to be back up in the top 10. And back on the lead lap, waiting to see. Looks like McRecken is going to stay 1 lap down. He's going to come back in. A lot of guys coming back in to top off here.
Yeah, we ain't done yet with cautions. I mean, this has turned out, like we said, the strategy thing, it gets a little boring and stuff, but I gotta tell you, of all the races where strategy's involved and everything, this has got to be one of the more interesting races we've seen this year, to be honest with you, whenever you talk strategy and everything.
Yeah, it's definitely going to continue to heat up here as well as they get the 1 to green, get ready to go back racing here.
And like I said, we don't like this strategy. It gets boring and stuff, but this is also why I say don't change the rules during the season. Because right now we see the good and bad that it brings. This is some good stuff that we're seeing tonight. We've got strategy, but we also got cautions, guys a lap down, getting their lap back, all that good stuff. Looks like we're going to go green here, too.
Yep, pace truck turns in, aired in the flag stand, gets ready, green flag back in the air, and Jeremy Gilliott, Matt Pelletier on the front row with Ryan Seams and Crapster, and look who's in fifth. Albie Hewins is now back in the top 5.
What a job.
Man, Albie's season is really starting to come together for him.
Yeah, and I'm looking now. Matt Bears, 22nd on pit road, 4 laps down.
Ouch.
Yep.
That is a heartbreak for a guy who was battling for the win, playing some great strategy out there as Matt Pelletier goes to the lead, and Ryan Seams is going to come out of turn 2 to pull second place.
You look back here with Brent Meckes, Jose Gardino, Nova Carpenter, Carl Bartles, Adam Gilliott, Joe Campbell. Look at all this. It's 3 wide. Whew.
If I'm those guys up front, I am worried about that 7 car. He's back on the lead lap, and he is coming. And he is going to thread the needle.
He don't care. He's here to win tonight, guys.
Oh! Adam Gilliott and Joe Campbell get together. Adam Gilliott now sending it back up into 10th. Man, these guys are going for it.
Man. And Joe Campbell, he's back on the lead lap. He was, 2 laps down before? He was almost down and out. He's up to 11th here. Falling back, I think he might have stayed out a little bit. Suffering a little bit, but a good comeback for him. Running 11th right now.
Yeah, that team has really worked the strategy really, really well this season, and their setups have stepped up, their strategy has stepped up. They are J&S as a whole, and especially the Flying Aces have really been dominant in the early season. And look at this, Kyle Bartles now up to the bumper on Brent Meckes in 7th place. He's got some teammates a lap down up there too.
You look at that 11 car though too. Go back to the very first caution. He was down and look at him there. Had a little bit of a tango.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say he's bounced back to 19th spot, but a little jinx there. Oh, and Carpenter and the Joe, and there's some teammates there. Man.
Looks like Patrick just had some problems, and McRecken has had a problem as well. Let's see what the heck happened a moment ago with McRecken. This might have been what caused... Oh! Yeah, had a little banging with Adam Gilliott. Sean Patrick, Kyle Martin both go off track. Patrick moves up the track and saves it. Martin managing to save it as well.
I think some tempers are going to flare tonight after this one. We ain't done yet.
No, we are not. Still just over 75 laps to go here.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Edwards now back into the top 5 too, doing what he needs to do for the points. Ryan Seams still battling with Jeremy Gilliott right behind him, but Ryan Seams now up into second, trying to run down Pelletier.
Two good guys out running in the top twos there. I mean, if either one of them win, it would be a great sight to see. They both have their first XCAL win too, if they got it.
I think both of these drivers have shown tonight they are getting a win this season. We've talked about how Seams is going to get it done before this season is out for sure. I think Pelletier's got one coming as well. Seams clearing lap traffic of Chase Johnson now, making his way toward Pelletier and gaining on him. Alex Crapser now in 4th. Can't say enough about Albie Hewins back there in 6th, though. This is just a night and day difference between where he was last season, and it is so good to see Albie doing so well.
Oh yeah, I mean he's run another good clean race, just staying out of trouble, just doing his thing. It's always nice to see someone like that do well. But I gotta say, I mean, with strategy and stuff involved, I mean, this has been a very good race. I mean, typically when we see stuff like this, it's Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter, Alex Crafter, Matt Baer. They run away with this. All right, guys, how good is your car going to be now that you don't have to use the clutch pedal? We're not fuel saving mode. Let's go.
And I do think Austin may have been set up for the fuel saving run here tonight, as we're just not seeing the speed out of him. I mean, he's still got the top 5 speed, but I don't know that he's got the speed to get up here and get the win tonight. It just doesn't seem like he's got it. Matt Baer is back out on track. Kyle Martin has gone to pit road.
Tough scene for him. He was bouncing back pretty good.
And a heartbreak for Matt Baer. He is back out on track, but currently in 24th place.
13 laps down, too, so he's going to need some things to go wrong for other drivers to get some points back here.
A little bit of banking here, but next week when we go to the Milwaukee Mile, that's going to be a different story. Flat track racing, things are going to get a bit sketchy out there. These cars just do not grip well on flat tracks.
Yeah, the guys that you see good at like Phoenix and stuff like that, I think they're going to benefit well there. And like I had said before, is getting on pit road, that's going to be completely different because you're actually coming down the straightaway and then turning left and then right to get into the pits. Could see some carnage. I might race the race. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of hoping I have time to get some practice in and race it.
It's definitely going to be a fun one. We're about to have a fun battle for the lead as Ryan Seams continues to reel in Matt Pelletier, getting a little draft push from Chase Johnson back behind, and they have opened up a bit of a gap on Alex Crapser in 3rd, Austin Edwards in 4th, and Jeremy Gilliott in 5th.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the fast lane boys of Chase and Kyle do it earlier and check out from guys, and we're able to control that for a while. So if Seams and Pelletier can hook up here and carry Chase Johnson, it could be very good for them.
Seams has had a very consistent season. Pelletier, a little back and forth. I don't think we've even seen Pelletier in every race this season. But when he's here, he puts on a show and is definitely doing so again here tonight. Quick update, Kyle Bartles now up into 8th place as he continues to fight his way back. Got Brent Meckes and Albie Hewins battling just ahead of him.
Yeah, and then right in front of them, you got Devin Landry. He's 2 laps down, running 15th right now. Not sure that he's going to be real forgiving and letting people go or whatnot. He's got Jeff Egger. Yeah, Jeff's about half a straightaway behind him, so he can give up a little bit, maybe save some fuel on that.
Ryan Seams just sitting there. I'm wondering if Seams is trying to save a little bit of fuel here. He's holding about a half second behind Pelletier. Everybody is going to be very, very close on fuel here tonight.
You got to get as close as you can to lap 300 and then hope and pray for caution, I think, really. I mean, I don't know if we're over yet with the yellows yet.
We've got a single file line all the way back to about 9th place. But as we talked about, multiple grooves through the turns, so these guys are all over the place, and that could be a major factor in bringing out another caution. A lot of single file racing as guys trying to find their way back up toward the front, but right now, man, it's this front group is where it seems to be.
It looks like Kyle Martin's having some problems. He's been getting real wiggly off the corners, and just looks like he's overdriving that car some. Noah Carpenter, he's still a lap down 14th. He really needs a caution, and I mean, he's the right guy to be in that position right now because he's shown he can save more fuel than everyone else. Maybe stay out, get that lap back, hope and pray for a caution at that point.
I have to wonder, watching Kyle's car the last lap or so, I did not think he took any real damage because he went down through the infield, maybe a little body panel rub. But man, you are right. That car is fishtailing off the turns. Colson is the first driver to pit road here.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a pretty good comeback here, too. He's gotten himself back up to 22nd. It ain't much, but it's honest work. I mean, he's bounced back pretty good.
Definitely has. Pelletier and Seams, they just continue to... It seems like Seams has the advantage in the corner. Pelletier may have the better gearing to get him off the corners.
Could be a game of cat and mouse. One saving in a different spot of the racetrack as the other one. It's hard to say. I mean, because you know those guys they're trying hard. If they can get past lap 300, it makes their life a lot easier on fuel.
Well, let's try out a new camera for a new track here tonight. We're calling this one the Speed Camp here at Iowa. Let us know what you think in the comments as they continue to run 60 laps left to go. That was a bit of fun there, Colgan, I gotta say. That coming through turn 3 and 4, seeing those big street stocks looming at you is a little disconcerting at first.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little view there, and I did catch some cars wrecking sometime with that nice view in real time.
That could definitely happen, especially through 3 and 4. We have seen, but you know, 3 and 4 is usually where you see the problems at here at Iowa. But tonight it's really been through 1 and 2 that we've seen the vast majority of issues.
Yeah, I mean, our last caution we seen going into 3, but just before that, it was through 1 and 2. It's Carpenter and Scott Gilliott, and then it actually didn't end until halfway down the back. We've had some real good racing here, though, I gotta say. I mean, like I said, I'm not a fan of the strategy stuff, but with the couple cautions and everything like that, it's really worked out and put on a pretty good show here tonight.
Ryan Seems still lurking behind Matt Pelletier. Craps are currently running in third. Austin Edwards fourth. Jeremy Gilliott now up into fifth. Brent Meckes in sixth, has Kyle Bartles closing in. Kyle just 2.5 seconds out of the lead, and one of the guys that has been the fastest here tonight. Can Bartles get back to the lead and get the win at his home track? He's got Albie right behind him. Carson Barrett not far behind, and Adam Gilliott still out there. Adam has been a little bit of controversy there tonight.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't made a lot of friends here using the bumper a little early. I don't know how well it's going to pay off for him. It might pay off for him tonight, but you got to think it's a long season. A lot of guys have a long memory.
That is definitely true. One of those guys being the Mad Bear. He definitely has a long memory and is not going to forget anything that has happened out on track tonight that has put him in a race he thought he had locked up. Now back in 24th place. Might pick up 1 or 2 spots before this one is over, but man, a rough points night for a championship contender.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting closer to that lap 300, and I know a lot of these guys that can space it out about 50 laps. We could be in for quite the close one here.
Well, before we get there, we've got one more commercial break here. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go side by side. When we come back, we're going to the finish. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and we are with you to the end. Ryan Seems currently in the lead as the final round of pit stops are underway here. Seams is in. That's going to send Crapser to the lead, followed by Austin Edwards. And Colgan, if it's you out there, are you pitting as soon as you can, or are you going to stretch it?
Man, in all honesty, I'd probably pit as soon as I can. If you pit with more fuel in the tank, you can make it those amount of laps. Obviously do it. You're going to have a quicker stop. But at the same time, we've seen more cautions than what we thought we were going to see tonight. And if you pull luck of the draw.
Could very well be. Albie Hewins is now in. Looks like the vast majority of the field is hitting pit road. The top four, the only ones not coming in. And in fourth place now, Joe Campbell has had a bit of a comeback here tonight. Stephen Rex has been in the top five, now currently in third, Austin in second, and Crapser up there in the lead. Austin and Crapser, two guys that know how to save fuel. Steve Rex is in now.
I mean, you see Noah Carpenter, he's still staying out. He's hoping and praying. Get that lap back. Pray for a caution. He could be in the running and be a surprise there at the end if we do get a caution. But, man, I don't know. I think a lot of these guys are going to be walking on eggshells here for the first bit. Space out a little bit. Try not to cause any problems to bring a caution out and screw themselves.
Crapser is in. Austin stays out. He will be the last lead lap car to hit pit road, and it looks like Noah Carpenter will be the last car, period, to hit pit road. Edwards is in.
Pelletier pit a bit earlier than Seams, and he's got a big opening on Seams. Bartles is back up here on Seams. Gilliatt pretty close to Pelletier. The way this is all going to reverse around, Pelletier is going to be Pelletier, Gilliatt, Seams, Bartles, by the looks of it, for now. But do they have enough to make it?
Most of them should. Most of them pitted lap 305 or later, so I think pretty much everybody can go. Matt Pelletier pitted on lap 301, so he's got to go the longest of anybody out there, but it did put him out front with a bit of a gap, although Crapser may take the lead here as he comes off pit road. Pelletier's coming by on the high side. Crapser coming up to speed. Pelletier back to the lead.
That's going to give Crapser, though, a lot of track position. That might be all he needs. But you still got Austin Edwards out there. Or no, he's coming off pit road.
Austin rolling off pit road now. This is going to be really close. There goes Pelletier up on the high side. Crapser's going by. Austin's coming up to speed. He should be able to hop up into the draft here. And Edwards just played it perfectly. He's now in second.
We got a race on our hands here tonight. It's worked out very well. We've had everything here so far. We've had strategy. We've had wrecks. We've had good racing. We've had everything you could put down what you wanted to see in a good race tonight.
And look at this. Carson Barrett is starting to come forward now as well. He is up to fifth. I know Flaming Karma Racing has got to be happy with the performance tonight. Devin Landry does get caught a couple laps down in 15th. Still a good position for that car, though.
I'm wondering who here is banking on another caution, though. Maybe didn't take. They're just pushing the limits and they're hoping for a caution. That's what I'm wondering. If we stay green here, are we going to see anyone slow way down coming to the checkered?
I have to wonder. My biggest question mark would be Pelletier because he stopped so many laps before everybody else. His pit stop was on about the same length of time as everybody else, so he is the one driver I would wonder if he's going to be short. There's a few drivers further back, like Jeff Edgar, like John Friley, who stopped a little bit sooner. Man, of the leaders, I have to think Pelletier.
I mean, PD, he's got to be happy here right now. 1 and 2. He's got that 66 and the 18 running up front there, so he's got to be happy about this tonight.
Oh, definitely. J&S has got to be happy. They've got Crapser up there. Jeremy Gilliott, Stimulus Racing. The Gilliott family has done pretty well tonight. Jeremy in fourth, Adam in 11th. Adam had a rough path to get up there and lead some laps earlier, but he did so. And Albie Hewins has gotten back past Carson Barrett and back into the top 5.
Very solid run for Albie tonight. Great to see. Man, if we get a caution here and get these boys all jumbled back up, you know how much chaos there's going to be here?
There's going to be a lot, but I have to say I'm rooting for Albie so much, and I usually am very impartial, but on this one, if anybody touches Albie, I'm going to lose it. Because Albie's, this has been a long time coming. I know how much work he's put in. This is well deserved.
Another guy, it just shows, that's what's nice with XCAL, is it shows where they started and where they've come, and how much, if you just put some work in, how much better they actually get.
And a lot of these teams we've seen in the offseason have put in a lot of extra work, and a lot of the drivers have put in that time individually to make sure they can get up there and get it done.
Perhaps they're just going to make a move on Edwards here on the inside.
Landry is not on the lead lap, but he's battling with the leaders. I'm wondering if he's going to try and unlap himself, get one of his laps back in case the caution comes out. Craps are going to the bottom.
Looks like Pelletier, maybe he's going to sit back a little bit. Maybe he's not going to make it on fuel, and maybe try to hope and bank off these guys a little bit.
Smart move, given he's the one driver in the top 3 that is a question mark on fuel. This might be the smartest move for him. He still gets a top 3 finish, a podium. It would be a very good run here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Bartles, Ryan Seams currently 7th and 8th. Kyle Bartles, the hometown boy, and Seams, probably one of the most popular drivers in XCAL right now. Both of these guys have overcome a lot of adversity to be in their top 10 spots, but you know Bartles wants this win so bad. But at this point, 30 laps to go, he's going to need a lot of luck on his side.
Yeah, he's going to need a caution for sure. Right now, I just see the battle being between the top 3, unless they run out of fuel. I mean, that's what maybe these guys are banking on, because the top 3 guys were some of the shortest pit stops there. It's definitely going to be dicey here.
Jeremy Gilliott in 4th, about 3.7 seconds back from that lead battle. Albie Hewins 2.6 seconds behind him. Carson Barrett just under a second behind Albie. Kyle Bartles is gaining on that group ahead of him. I think Albie's got a little bit of help right now with that with Noah Carpenter right behind him, acting as a blocker at the moment, hopefully, to keep everybody off of Albie's back bumper.
Yeah, right now, that 4th on back, they're going to need some help, but there is a bit of a hornet's nest up here around the leaders.
Yeah.
They got their work cut out for them here.
Yeah, they just drove into a hornet's nest too. And these guys, some of them are still battling for position out here, so, you know, they're not going to give up. Holy! Austin took advantage despite the evasive move. He may go to the lead here. He does. Great job by the top three there. And if you're Crapser, you're a little bit unhappy about what just happened. What is Austin actually trying to break the draft down the back straightaway, or was that him catching the car?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell with Austin.
This is true. For a very long time, Austin Edwards drove the cone car for Jones BS Racing, acting as the decision cone. And out there, it was always, he made sure every caution was extraordinarily entertaining. You know, it would not surprise me to see him drift the last couple laps here like we saw at Long Beach.
Yeah, right now, Crapser and Pelletier need to figure some things out here and quit getting side by side, because Austin's loving that in his mirror right now.
Yeah, it's definitely giving Austin a chance to open up a little bit of a gap here. Now imagine Austin's weaving a little bit is helping throw him off, because each of them gets a little bit of help from the draft, but it looks like Crapser is going to get a little bit ahead, and then Pelletier sends it deep into one.
I think Crapser finally said, you know what, you want it, go take it. Oh, nope, here we go. Crapser said I wanted the inside now.
And Jeremy Gilliott back behind, not really benefiting from this battle ahead. He is losing even more ground. However, Albie Hewins in fifth is gaining on Gilliott and pulling away from Carson Barrett. Again, Albie has a little bit of help from Noah Carpenter. Noah ahead of him now. Seems now up to seventh with Kyle Bartles has drifted back to 10th place. I don't see any damage on that car. I'm surprised he has started to fall back.
Yeah, must be just saving some fuel here or something.
Have to wonder how many drivers are in fuel-saving mode right now. These guys should, some of them may be close, but a lot of them should be good to go. Have to wonder how many of them made a mistake on pit road with their fuel, didn't get enough, pulled out too early. Colgan, have you had a chance yet to test the new fueling system at iRacing?
The auto fuel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, but for doing NIS races, like in the next-gen cars, it kind of sucks because, especially like road courses, a lot of the strategy is you don't take tires, you do one pit stop halfway through or so, and you get so many gallons and you can beat guys out. Well, now that whole strategy's been kind of thrown out because now nobody has to like count in their head. So, I mean, it's nice because I don't have to think about it either now. But it kind of makes it a little easier for everybody to do. So, it works though. I mean, it does work.
Oh, that's a plus.
Yeah. At least so far from what I see, but I don't mind it. But like I said, I mean, it just makes everybody's life easier, which kind of sucks because whenever you had that to your advantage, now there goes that advantage too. So street stocks here, though, they don't have that, at least unless they changed it. So they're still keeping it old school.
Good evening to Robert Winger. 16 laps to go. It's worth reminding everybody per XCAL rules. At 10 laps to go, there will be no more wave rounds if the caution comes out. And at 5 laps to go, there will be no more cautions tonight.
Now Pelletier's closing back in on Austin Edwards, but I wonder how hard he'll race them since they're teammates.
And you have to wonder if this is Austin saving some fuel. Watching him in-car riding along with Austin around the track here as he goes off. And Austin is not pushing that car to its limit. And he's clutching through the turn. Austin is concerned about fuel here.
Yeah, see, that's the stuff I don't like. I mean, I'd rather see guys just worrying about racing. But, I mean, you know, like I said, that's the system, and you can't fault anyone for pushing the limits on the system either, so.
Just disable Austin Edwards' clutch. And
Oh, I'm sure there's other ones doing it too. Austin's just found a better way to do it, so, you know, kudos to him. I don't know if Pelletier's going to have anything for him here or not, though.
Albie Hewins has gotten past Jeremy Gilliott, moved himself up into 4th. Carson Barrett now has Ryan Seams closing in quickly. That is the battle for 6th place. Seams gets to him very quickly here. Adam Gilliott now up into 8th place, so but 2 of the 3 Gilliotts in the top 10 now. And what about Stephen Rex in 9th?
Done a hell of a job. The Gilliott boys are having a good night. See Kyle Bartles, he's now fallen back to 13th spot. He's the last car in the lead lap actually now, so he must be struggling with some fuel saving here.
That is a heartbreak for the hometown kid looking to pull off something here tonight. And he is clutching through the turn, trying to save any fuel he can here.
And by the looks of things, Matt Bear's going to wrap up a 24th place finish unless something bad happens to Scott Gilliott here soon. But tough night for him too.
McRecken just came to pit road, so we do have a few drivers that may need to pit as Austin Edwards begins working through lap traffic, and his next car to lap is Matt Bear. And Austin is starting to pull away just a little bit from Pelletier.
Pelletier's coming down.
Oh, Pelletier
Man.
on pit road.
Pitting early didn't pay off.
Apparently not. That gives Austin a little bit more breathing room. Back to Crapter in 2nd. About 9/10 of a second. Albie Hewins now up to 3rd.
We might be talking to Albie here at the end of the night.
That would be amazing. And I think everybody in XCAL would be happy to see that one.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I can't think of anyone that really had any beef with Albie, and if they do, they're probably an idiot, to be honest with you. I mean, he drives everyone clean and just doesn't really get in any trouble or anything.
6 laps to go. Next time by, there will be no more cautions. Aaron will say green, green, green. The drivers will have 5 laps to go. The question is now, who's got the fuel? Austin's giving himself a little breathing room between him and Alex Crapser. I don't think Albie is saving any fuel, but he is 9, almost 10 seconds behind the leaders.
There's the green, 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 5 to go signal, so we won't have a caution after this now.
Now the drivers are in fuel. Look at this. Ryan Seams has made his way back into the top 5 as well. Flying Ryan really is playing things really, really well strategy-wise this season, and he's got a ton of speed out there this season as well.
Another terrific run. Keeping close to that 18 car. Just trying to, keep the points reasonable.
Not to mention another driver has fought his way back here tonight from a lap down. Joe Campbell now up into 9th place, and Jose Godino in 10th. There at the end, strategy type of race. Godino in the top 10. Flaming Karma having a great night overall tonight. Devin Landry obviously getting trapped a couple laps down hurts, but man, Carson Barrett, Jose Godino, both in the top 10, and unfortunately, Austin Edwards is going to lap Kyle Bartles. That is heartbreaking.
Yeah, but you know what? If Kyle's struggling for fuel, he probably all right with it because that's one last lap he has to run.
That is a very good point. And Austin comes out of turn 4, sees Aaron holding the white flag in the air. One more lap to go. Austin just has to make sure he's got enough fuel to make it around. He's got drafting help ahead. Oh, wow. He is trapped between 3 teammates right now. The Cooler Crew giving him... Ooh! They're going to be 3 wide off turn 4, but Austin Edwards is going to win at Iowa. Alex Crapser comes home second. Albie Hewins, top 3 finish tonight. His best finish in XCAL history. Jeremy Gilliatt comes home in 4th. Flying Ryan Seams manages to pull off a top 5.
Gilliatt and Rex are going to race to the line here. Rex is going to get Gilliatt for 7th. Nace and Joe Campbell 9th and Jose Godino 10th.
Man, what a surprising outcome to this one.
Was it surprising though, Doug?
Okay, the 3rd place car surprised and made me happier than all get out to see Albie getting that finish.
No, great job by Albie. Happy to see a terrific job tonight.
Alex Crapser gets another podium finish. Austin Edwards gets him another win, and it looks like we've got 3 drivers to interview, starting with Albie Hewins. And Albie, I have to tell you, man, I was warning drivers not to touch you that last 20 laps.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Man, an awesome run. The strategy, you obviously had the speed tonight, but the strategy definitely playing out perfectly. You had enough fuel to go the distance where some ran out in front of you.
Yeah, we got lucky a couple of times throughout the race. I wanted to pit or not save as much as I was, but I knew I had to. The way it was looking, I was going to need every bit at the end. So I'm glad I didn't let them make me run harder, and we made it.
Well, man, I'm just so happy. This is long overdue. Looking forward. Your season has definitely looked up all season long, but man, tonight was definitely your night. Look forward to seeing you in victory lane before it is over. Any team or sponsors you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, definitely the whole team. We got Alex up here too. Ryan got a good finish, but we practiced all week. Everybody worked on the set. And Joe and Danielle for having me on the team. That's worked out good. I like being with them. We got Flaming Karma Paint Shop and the XCAL Web Shop. And that's it, I think.
Well, man, congratulations. It was long overdue. Great job here tonight, Albie. Go celebrate with your team. You certainly earned it tonight.
Yeah, you on the broadcast, too. It's nice to talk to you after the race instead of before.
Man, super proud of you. Congratulations, buddy.
See ya.
Albie Ewing comes home in second, and now Colgan gets to, or third. Now Colgan gets to talk to second place finisher Alex Crapser.
Hey, Alex, it's Robert. How you doing? Good. How are you, Robert? All pretty good. I see you got you were able to grab second, just not quite there for Austin. Were you a little bit debatable on fuel, or what happened there?
I was just following a little bit too close to Derek whenever he pitted and didn't realize he was pitting. I think he did call it out, and I think I was just too focused and didn't notice it. So it kind of got out of the way, and then Austin and Matt both got around me and I kind of underestimated Matt because I didn't think that he had enough fuel to go to the end, and he was trying to save for a while. But yeah, he was close to the end, but he had a good car, and I think I should have just let him go a little bit earlier. We might have been able to get back to Austin, but yeah, it was a good race. We were second last week too, but it feels a lot better to be in contention with the leader like this week compared to last week when we were 21 seconds behind Noah. So we just want to congratulate Austin on the win.
Well, I mean, you go into Milwaukee next week, and I think you'll probably do pretty good there. You got anyone you want to thank? Shout out here.
Yeah, I do. First off, just want to say Milwaukee home track should be pretty fun next week. Not usually too good there, and obviously XCAL's never run there, but looking forward to that. Just got to thank everyone on JNS. Pretty awesome to have 2 JNS cars in the top 3, especially with Albert getting his first top 3 ever in XCAL. So pretty proud of him. And then just want to thank the XCAL web shop and then our JNS sponsors, GP Land and Flaming Karma Paint Shop. They're the ones that make it happen.
All right, well, good run tonight, and maybe the hometown kid can win one next week.
Yeah, thank you, bud.
Thank you.
And finally, we go to the XCAL web shop Victory Lane again with Austin Edwards. Austin, you pretty much know how to find your way to Victory Lane everywhere now.
Doug, tonight was an interesting night. I, coming to a track like Iowa, as wide as it is, I wasn't expecting so many cautions to come out. And for the first half of the race there, we were just preparing to go all the way to the end and play the fuel strategy game. And for a little while there, I was kind of losing hope, honestly. Noah Carpenter had us covered by at least 3-4 laps on the whole field, and I'm not sure what kind of magic he pulled out for tonight, but obviously he had a couple of penalties there, and the cautions came out, shook it all up. So a little bit of luck on our part, but really close there at the end with the Crapster. He was right with us on the fuel game. Matt Bear was right there too until he got into his incidents. So really close competition like always, but for one of the first times this year, the cards played right in our favor, and we brought it home clean.
I have to say, it did look like at one point you were hanging out around 10th, 11th place, and it just didn't look like you had the speed we're used to seeing. We knew you were probably playing the fuel game here, but man, it just didn't seem like you had the same speed tonight.
Yeah, no, Doug. We actually had a really fast car. Obviously, we had Pelletier. The 66, usually driven by Kendrick, was on our same setup. Kendrick actually built the setup for us this week. Took something I had made some adjustments to it, and the thing was just unbelievably fast. So all the guys that were on our setup tonight were really fast, and I didn't really show it until I had the few times there was an open draft to, run Hail Mary and see what I could do out of it. Ended up with a lap of a 3:12, which is almost fastest of the race. So, no, we had a really, really fast car. Just, when it comes to XCAL, you got to play the fuel game. So I was in conservation mode for just about the whole race.
Well, it definitely paid off once again. Another win here in Iowa, man. Great job tonight. Any team or sponsors you'd like to thank?
Well, as always, a thank you to our guys. Like I said, Kendrick for building the rocket ship this week, and all our teammates over there at Moonlight for giving us a good footing into this league. We're looking really successful this year. This is 5th win for me this year, 6th win for the 18. So extending the points lead just a little bit. I'm hoping we can keep it nice and safe for championship run here. But as always, a thank you to PDJ Zeller and Moonlight Speed Comps for letting me wheel this 18 every week.
Well, man, congratulations. As you said, your 5th win of the season. Looking very dominant again this season. Congrats, Austin.
Thank you, Doug.
Man, Colgan, did you think it would be this dominant this early in the season?
Yes and no. I mean, it all depends on how the races go. I mean, Austin's obviously fast. In all honesty, I was a little shocked he won tonight, just because so much different strategy. But I do think Austin's kind of woke up here a little bit that these wins aren't going to come as easy as he thought. Because he got lucky with a few. Well, I shouldn't say even got lucky, but he had a few that they were a little bit easier. But these guys have caught on to his strategy.
And they Yeah, it's definitely starting to show, and oh wow, what a night of racing it showed towards the end when everybody was there on an equal footing. And now we go next week to the Milwaukee Mile. What are your thoughts on that?
Flat track, it's going to tear up tires, especially your right front. The braking is going to be key. Because you got guys that are going to go in a lot shallower in the corner. You got guys that are going to drive in real hard. I think maybe there it might be a little more difficult to save fuel because without the banking, going the corner, clutching it, I mean, you're going to want to slide up the racetrack some. I'm sure they're still going to figure out a way around it. But it's going to make for some very interesting racing. I believe that's XCAL's first time going there. We heard Alex Krapser, that's his hometown track. We've seen Kyle Bartels, he was on a mission tonight at his hometown track. There's something about guys at their hometown track, they want to win there. So I'd watch for Alex Krapser next week.
Well, that is definitely true. We will say goodnight and see you again next week. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night at 9 Eastern to watch the Nowski Nation boys go at it yet again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Good evening, Kevin. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope everybody had as much fun as we did. Y'all have a great night.
What?